Now tell me why I'm not allowed to keep my legs.
What?
You don't use them.
What do you mean you don't use your legs? They're legs.
No, you don't use them.
No.
I use my legs.
Are we going back? No,
Yeah.
I was saying that the point I'm making is like I don't need my legs.
I think you need them.
I really don't at the end of the day. If you think about it, like what did I go to school
I don't need
for?
to think too hard.
I went for animation. What do I do as a job currently? I work in payroll. So what am I doing? I'm just sitting down all day. What do they make for people who don't really need their legs?
I think
because they don't.
You are undervaluing your leg. I think
I don't.
The little things in between during your day, you need your legs.
And this isn't to like throw shade at people in wheelchairs, but like think about it.
You're gonna throw shade at leg.
I'm not trying to be like make it be like they have it better, but like I'm not trying to be like that. Like you go to an amusement park, you get to the front of the line because you're in a wheelchair. You bring a group with you and you have a wheelchair. I've literally been with people in wheelchairs before, and we get to the front of the line just because they're like, hey.
The little shit, like
It's the little shit that like, and then I don't need it.
I mean,
No, yes, you do.
It's not always the little shits though, because it's pretty hard to clap cheeks when you have no legs.
right, like the things you're
We already
taking
know
for
I'm not
granted.
doing that. First of all,
Not with that attitude,
Right.
And without legs.
even with a better attitude, I'm still not doing it.
Listen, it's really hard to tiptoe around this combo, but
You need your legs to tiptoe.
Tiptoeing.
Yeah.
walked into that. If we were a little further in, I'm
There
like,
you go.
start the show. We shouldn't start the show anyway.
Yeah.
No, but just little shit. Like I'm sitting here and I want to go take a piss. It's easier to just get up and go.
Yeah, it's easier, but like at the same time, everything else is easier. I don't need to go nowhere. I don't need that. But that's just me. Like I was saying, like before we started recording, like if I'm walking across the street and I see some guy just come at like 25 miles per hour, and I'm like walking in the Target park, I'm like, fine, hit me, because I get the lawsuit, and you're paying for my student loan right there. Boom.
But
Paying that off. Then also, I don't really need to use them because I'm just animating sitting down the whole time. I'm not standing and animating. I'm not doing like jumping jacks and animating.
Standamating.
Not doing that.
Stand-animating.
No, never, because of how bad that sounds.
But
Stand-animating.
you still have to go through the pain of getting hit by the car,
That's fine.
the major surgery.
You know.
Listen.
I have to say it's kind of hard, like to say that if it's hard to lose something that you've had or sensitive for a while. Like
And this is all joke too. This is not serious. I'm not saying take my leg.
I'm just saying it in the perspective of like what may have happened to me like last year when I hurt my back.
yeah.
It was really rough because even though I again like my thing is what I do video game programming, everything is sitting down. Mm-hmm. Although I do have a physical job where I had to go to the warehouse and do that, and Anthony knows this because I was working in there at the time where he's working, and it's just like I couldn't go to work. And then the worst part is like the things around you, and then even the people around you, like are now gonna have to like suffer a little bit until you get used to not having said things. So like I think I'm with Ant. Like this is all on an emotional level, even though I know we're joking,
like,
but I'm
pure
like
selfish jokes.
no,
Like,
I
I'm
understand.
not thinking about
It's just
how it
it's just
works.
for people out there. I don't want them to get the wrong idea of like we're just senseless making fun of people who have no legs because
We're
we
not even
understand
making
that.
fun of that.
Yeah, we're
I'm
not
just
making fun of
No,
them.
no, I'm saying like in general, like not having any legs.
Yeah.
You know, like like it's useless to just not have something. But in reality, it's like
I just can admit that I know that if I did not have use of my legs, I would get by fine. Personally, that's not taking into effect all the people around me who would affect.
right.
In that sense, then yeah, it's gonna affect other people in a certain way, whatever. But I'm talking about strictly me in a selfish way. I'd be fine.
How you gonna get up to Nicko's apartment to record the podcast?
I can drag myself up. I got upper body
You're
strength.
making life a million times harder than
Oh,
it needs to be.
100%. I'm just saying, I'd be fine. That's all I'm saying.
Can
You
you
think
imagine?
you'll be fine until
you-
we're recording just the fourth week and just like, fuck this shit.
Dude, I'm gonna be yoked. My fucking upper body is gonna look like Machamp, bro.
Not in the beginning, it won't.
No, because I'm gonna work up to it.
She'll sprout 3 arms.
Yeah.
You don't. you don't even have to. You're not
When
even,
did I lose a second arm?
You lost legs and an arm.
I lost my legs and one arm, and then
You're
I
a
sprout
potato.
3, and I'm good to go.
You're gonna be a potato of
I said
yourself.
Additional. 3 additional.
So then I would have 5.
Okay?
You won't be able. You won't be able to do
Like
that.
a spider that went through the non-ward.
I will have
You
the
won't be
best
able to
nights
do
of my
that.
life
You won't
with
be able to
5
do
arms.
that GIF anymore. Of Hello there. You're gonna have to do the General Kenobi part.
Listen,
My chair.
I just want to. I need the freedom of legs. I need to be able to get up and go like that.
I feel you.
A lot of preparation going in and not having legs.
I'm not saying that legs aren't great. I'm just saying. You know?
I'm still going back to the thought of clapping cheeks. It just makes it so much
Yeah,
harder.
man, I want to fuck.
I mean,
Well,
You said it so hard.
cuz, man, that's a big part of life.
are you telling me that people who don't have access
Not
to their
saying
legs,
that.
I'm not saying that. No,
Not
it just
saying
makes
that.
it a lot harder.
that's what it sounds
I'm
like.
speaking from my own perspective, as in I only know how to fuck with legs. If I all of a sudden didn't have legs,
Half
not
of his
taking
game-
away from
half,
the people,
half of Anthony's game will be gone.
not
That's it.
taking
That's
away
all
from
we're
the
saying.
people who have legs, who don't have legs. I mean, but what I know of getting it in is getting it in with legs attached to me.
All right, this is getting such out of legs here now.
Listen,
We broke our
Hey,
audience, now, dude.
that's just so people listening are clear. That's someone crying, not laughing, because of how retarded that sounded.
Volcano Los Dos, you know.
No, they're laughing. We don't make people cry here. Just say before quitting.
just real quick.
Like I couldn't walk in the room now without legs and be like, "You ready for
Yeah, no
this?"
shit,
I mean,
you
you
don't
wouldn't be
have
able
legs.
to
Oh
walk
yeah, I
in.
can't. Yeah, all right.
Wouldn't be able to walk
saying?
in.
Man, you know what I'm saying.
I'm losing the point of this conversation.
I couldn't
I'm talking
enter.
strictly selfish shit right now.
I couldn't enter
I
the
could
room.
operate. That's all I'm saying.
Selfishly, I would like to have sex with legs attached to me.
Okay, cool. I'm not saying it wouldn't
You
be
know what?
harder.
I'm gonna have to listen back to this whole conversation and see how many leg puns we
I'm
can
just
make.
saying, as a
Not even puns. They're just walking right into it for like
walking. It's hard to do it. Listen, because this is gonna get lost. People listening, we are in no way demeaning people who are without their legs.
Correct.
Because it's really getting hard to tiptoe around this conversation. Fuck! It's getting hard to gracefully speak about this scenario.
How do we
But-
get from something so jokishly to something so serious?
It's
now?
not serious. I just have to keep reiterating it because everybody's sensitive now, and we're gonna get a million hate letters about how we're insensitive to people without their legs.
I mean, I
This
just
is a
want to
selfish
join them, man.
combo.
I want to be a part of them. You know,
Yeah, we got a guy here who wants to be with you.
Yeah,
I would flourish in that community. I feel.
I can just see.
Because of how, I myself could just be like, okay, I can do this. Like, I can adapt and overcome from that situation. Is where I'm putting my input into it. That's where I would be.
You know what the worst
While
part
you
is?
maybe
You wouldn't have a
couldn't.
choice. You're welcoming it though.
No, I'm saying if I were put into that like situation, I could adapt and overcome and do my
Well,
normal
yeah, it's
life.
adapt
and,
or die at
yeah,
that point.
Yeah, you over here are saying that you can't, and you're straight up just gonna be fucking with your
Whoa,
legs
whoa, whoa.
flopping over the place,
Wait,
like a
wait.
wacky waving inflatable
I
tube
said
man.
nothing about. I never said I could not, because if I was put in that
You're
scenario,
acting like only thing that you can fuck
I'm
with is
just-
your quads and your
I'm
calves,
just
dude.
choosing a life with legs as opposed to not having them.
Okay.
If I have a choice,
Yeah, sure.
you.
I'm not choosing. Oh my god.
All right, can we walk into our show now?
No, fuck that. Legs. This was fun. We should just end the show here. We should just have
That's
a
the show,
show.
yeah.
That's it.
Hate
Just
the
like
whole
show
show.
talking about not fucking with legs.
the worst part is like when Chris just said that like he's okay without being legs. The first thing
Without being
no,
legs?
The
I am
first
legs
thing,
only.
The first thing that I pictured is just Chris literally jumping off my balcony and just hoping his legs
No,
break like
like-
Morty.
He's not
and just
actively
having
trying
just his
to lose
legs
them.
altered.
I'm not actively trying. It's like it's a joke that I just make. Like I'm crossing like to go to Target or to go somewhere, and a car's coming fast. I'm like, fuck it, do it, hit me, dude.
Okay,
I'm just like, do it. If you're
Let's-
gonna be that guy, then you're gonna fucking pay the
Let's
consequences.
ground it
true.
back down to your original point that you just
Yeah,
said.
that's,
that's
it.
true.
I was
What
like,
is the?
fuck
What
it.
are you most looking forward to if that situation were to happen?
What am
What's
I
going to be the
looking-
best part of not
best
having your
part
legs?
of it?
Probably
Folders
paying
in
him.
my cup. It's the best part of waking up. You know. I
You can
don't
have
know.
that with legs.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's,
you can get it
it's
yourself.
just a situation where I'm like, I don't need to walk anywhere. I could have people push me around. I don't have to exert my upper body strength to move myself around with a chair. I can also use that to build upper body strength with the chair. You know, like it's mutually beneficial. You know,
Mutual to who?
my bank account from that
Oh, I
guy
thought it was
losing the
too-
lawsuit,
I'm like, that
and
guy
then
is-
me from my upper body looking like a machoke.
That is true, and like he can save a lot of money on shoes and pants. All he needs to do is get
All
shorts.
I gotta do is just get socks, man.
Very true.
I'm good. Well, I mean, you probably still need shoes, just because like it's raining out. You don't want wet socks.
Are your
just
legs gone, or are they there and just don't work?
I mean,
That's a different conversation now.
Yeah, that is different.
I mean,
a whole
either
different
way
thing.
is
I
fine.
thought you were like amputated.
Oh, I was just saying like if they didn't work personally, that was me. But either way, I feel like they're kind of similar situations. It's just in one case you have a little bit more of a like what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Like you have to like lift your legs that aren't working if they are still there. Are we talking games ever?
What is
again?
your favorite legless video game character?
That's
Happy
are there
chairs,
any-
Happy Wheels.
Happy Wheels.
Happy
Yeah, Happy
Wheels?
Wheels. They
Did
had
you
a
mean to
cat.
say Happy Meals? And fuck that up?
No, it was
I'm
Happy
hungry.
Wheels. It was an old Flash game in
yeah.
in Newgrounds
was
that
like
you
the
literally
big
play as a
PewDiePie
guy
player.
that was in a freaking wheelchair.
Ah.
Yeah, Happy Wheels. There you
He
go.
was
Yeah,
one
I'll
of the
bring it back.
characters.
You
Bring
did.
it back to the games.
Yeah, he also had rockets on his too.
Oh yeah,
It was
did.
on the side of the
On the
wheelchair.
wheels, yeah, he had,
you
like,
would use like the
rockets.
space bar to like launch yourself with the rockets.
I feel like this is vaguely familiar. I would spend a
remember
lot of
PewDiePie?
time
It
on
was like-
Newgrounds.
Yeah,
It was its own website.
yeah,
too.
it was his
Like,
own
they have
website.
it-
I
forget
think
what
they
the hell
still
it's
have
called.
it up,
Probably.
even though Flash is dead.
Flash is dead. Rest in peace, Flash games. Let's talk about that for a bit, right?
That
No
sucks.
more
That
Flash
pretty
games.
much murdered
That was a
Newgrounds.
moment.
Our literal childhood.
Yeah.
I remember being in elementary school on Newgrounds and playing like hella Naruto games.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know if y'all ever been on Newgrounds and looked up like,
yeah.
any anime.
No.
But when you look at
Me
Naruto,
personally.
it's not only just games.
Yeah.
It's also hella porn.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And like as
Newgrounds
a
had the mad porn.
oh
mad
yeah,
porn,
as
I
a
know.
child, like like 8-ish, like just in the computer lab, right when you're starting to get internet in like your elementary school, we're like watching this, and I vividly remember this one day we're watching this one thing. We don't know it's porn yet. And there's this one character in Naruto, I think her name's Lady Tsunade. She's got like the huge jugs, and like that's the meme of the season is that she's got big tits. Ooh. And there's literally a part in the animation in which I don't know what the fuck happened, but like her boob like twitches. And like we thought that was so fucking funny as kids, and like we wouldn't even get to the porn part. Like we wouldn't even get to it. We would just refresh the page because you couldn't like scrub through it.
Right.
We would just start from the beginning and get to the boob twitching again, and just laugh
Oh
our
my
asses
God.
off. And then we lost Newgrounds privileges
Yeah.
that would do it.
immediately.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
See, the
Rest in
reason
peace.
the one thing that I really enjoyed in Newgrounds was what Henry Stickman.
it sounds familiar.
It was like it
already
was
had
like it
mad
was like
Stickman
yeah, it
games.
was like little scenario things where it was like choose the way to like escape, and then you will have to like choose like different things of what happened, and then with each choice something else would happen to Henry.
Yeah.
And they made like a whole series. It was like 6 or 7 games where it was like escape out of prison or rob the bank, and it was like
Remember
some
Thing
crazy thing. Oh yeah, Thing was good.
Dude, that was the best game. I remember playing that. I would always play Thing Arena 2 because that was the one that had the gun range.
Mm-hmm.
So you could, there was literally just like a table filled with every gun that you can get through the main game. And then there was also a teller. And that was the cool part is if you pick up like a gun, you could fight the teller and like he pulls out a Gatling gun.
Yeah,
And like he
murders
just
the hell out
never
of
played
you.
that.
down.
this.
Yeah, it's like this weird like it almost looks like Rayman kind of, but like
Yeah.
more simplistic. And like he just starts mowing you down with this like Gatling gun. But if you can like jump over the bullets and like time yourself right and kill him, then you get the Gatling gun,
Yep.
and you can just go over to this like test dummy and just like shred it to pieces with the Gatling gun and just like.
I miss Newgrounds.
Dude, it was so much fun. I remember that, and that wasn't even like a full game either.
I know, it
like,
was just
Thing
like a
Arena
little
2 was
thing.
just that.
That's still great.
Yep.
But like other ones had
That's all it needed to be
stories.
back then, though.
It was
Yeah.
so good.
I'm saying back then, but like when? Because I don't think Naruto was a thing when I was in high school. But there was mad fake like actual video games, but fake Flash versions of
Oh,
them on
yeah.
there. Stick Death was it called? One of them stick figure
Oh, all right.
games. What was the they had those Flash movies where the stick figures doing all that fucking Matrix shit.
Yeah,
Oh, it was
yeah.
like they had the one company was called like Stick Figures on Crack.
I don't even
And
know that one.
they turned it was the same thing as what Ant's talking about, where it was like you could play it and there were like little tiny bite size of like 2 to 3 minutes of like just stick figures doing the most awesomest freaking fight scene in the world.
Martial
Yeah.
arts
Yup.
extraordinaire sticks.
But it was like then they made a whole series where it was like stick figures on crack, and it was the same, but it was all memes translated to stick figures. It was the funniest thing in like 2002, like literally
Good
the funniest
times.
thing.
You remember Unreal Flash Smash? It was like Smash, but with like random characters in
yeah.
it and shit. You could play like Goku and like Bleach characters.
No,
Dude, it was so much fun.
I believe it though with the way that Newgrounds operated.
Dude, you would literally just like hop in with like actual Smash characters, and then they would just put characters in that people wanted to be in Smash, like Goku, and you could like fucking do like Super Saiyan 3 and shit, and like power up moves and have like people come in and help you.
That was the shit, man.
Dude,
What year were you in high school playing this?
I was in middle school playing that, and then high school I was playing ROMs of like DS
ROMs,
games.
DS games, yeah.
Like I remember I was in photography class, and like I would always finish my shit like hella early for digital photography because like Photoshop came easy to me. Like not to like humble brag it, but like it was just like simple, and I understood it. And I would finish all my assignments while everyone else is like struggling.
Yeah.
So I just downloaded like a Nintendo DS like ROM, and then I got like the old Kingdom Hearts DS games and didn't understand anything that was happening. And I would just like play through it, and like my teacher was just like, I want to say something, but like he's done already.
Right.
And like his shit's done. He did all the assignments. He did extra shit. Fuck it. Let him play.
I had the coolest teacher too, who would let me do the same thing on the keyboard. I had a keyboard class for like office working or whatever. So we had the typing session. So like the whole typing quarter, it was like you would do all these little games, and once you finish them, that was like the whole assignment. So like all these kids would be like struggling through them, trying to get like the 1 or 2 things done. And I would do the same thing as Chris. I would just literally slap in an emulator, go in with the ROMs, and then had a freaking like flash drive with like a million freaking games. And I would just plug it in, but like, yeah, I'm playing freaking Donkey Kong and freaking
yeah.
Sonic and shit.
Man, I didn't play ROMs in school. I think that's because what year was I? I graduated in 2004. So
High school 2004?
yeah, high school 2004.
Yeah, it was 2013, man. That's when I graduated high school.
2013.
Yes, sir.
09.
I had it on a hoodie. I cleaned out my closet this year and I found it. I was like, oh, I used to be a medium.
You're making my heart beat
I had 09.
with my old age.
Nah, you're good, man.
I'm so old. I might
You weren't that
lose
far
my
off.
legs soon. Now we're gonna start the show.
All right. Level up gamers to another episode to the Say Before Quitting podcast.
Yo, yo, yo.
This is episode
Yo.
14. And my name is Chris. I am joined with my co-hosts.
I'm Ant.
And I'm Nicko.
And as always, you can reach out to us at saybeforequitting@gmail.com, fully spelled out, with any questions, concerns, apologies, takebacks. If you have anything you want to tell us and, like, you know, confess some sins, you
It's a
can do
safe
that.
space.
Yeah, you know. You can't get to church on a Sunday. Talk to us. We got
We
you.
got you.
You can also do
My
that.
son.
Jesus Christ.
May the 4th be with you.
Yes, exactly. You can also reach out to us on socials. We got Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. Save the letter B, the number 4, quitting. And then also recently we have just launched a TikTok. And I know what you might be saying.
Yeah.
What the hell, you damn boomers, you made a TikTok? Yeah, we did. And it's been doing well so far.
So take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got 2 up right now, currently, at the time of recording. Probably have 1 up, another one in the next couple days. Go check them out. Give us a follow over there, like the TikToks. I think you can duet them. That's the
Yes.
thing.
What does that
where you
mean?
Can, so, like, you can take a TikTok, and then you can, like, put, like, your face cam on, and, like, react to what's happening in the TikTok.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what people do with, like, dances and stuff. Like, they, like, mimic each other's dances. Somebody do a duet reacting to some of our TikToks and, like,
Yeah,
show
do
us
it.
your reactions. And we'll give them a good old retweet. We'll post them on our socials, and we'll do that stuff.
That's not a request. That's an order. Do it.
Yeah, what he
NGPs.
said.
Yeah, that.
But
We
yeah,
love you. We love you so
TikTok
much.
is surprisingly good.
Yeah,
Like,
I was looking through it. I was
Yeah.
looking through the app because I never had one. Like, Nicole did, and she goes through it and plays with it, and my sister. But when you made that TikTok, I was like, oh, let me log in on our own now. And then I was looking through it. I was like, this is really simple and like really
yeah.
cool that you can do videos in a snap.
And the crazy part is I was like editing the actual TikTok and like I was using After Effects and Premiere, and then I go to upload the video because like I did all the effects, everything, the music, everything on my
Prior
computer.
to the thing.
And then I upload it to TikTok, and there's like all these options to do shit like effects, like you can add like smoke and like confetti, and
What?
you can do stickers and like
This news
do
to
like
me.
animations and music and add that to it. And I'm like, this is fucking insane. You can like edit in app your videos without even having to edit it outside.
That's
I'm still
pretty
gonna
strong.
edit it outside,
Listen, yeah,
but
still.
I was surprised nonetheless.
Yeah, you hear that, fellow kids?
Yeah.
We got this. Chris introduced the TikTok thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew what TikTok was, but he introduced us being on TikTok to me.
I kind of did it without y'all's permission too. I was kind of just like,
Which
I'm
is
making
fine.
us a TikTok,
We can
and
do
then
more
you,
of that.
Oh, yeah.
I like straight up made the TikTok and I posted the first one, and I was like, "Yo, I made a TikTok by the way," and y'all are like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Nicko gonna be flossing on that shit soon, like just memeing." And then I post like I don't know if it's analytics, I guess, but like just like the views we got on the first one overnight. We got like 400 views on the first video, and
Wow.
I'm like,
I was Mr.
Bitch.
I was
Yeah.
Mr. Old cranky man. like, TikTok, I ain't doing no fucking TikTok. And
Now
then he
you're all
showed me
about
the
it.
400. I'm like, oh, TikTok. Yeah, I immediately created an account.
Oh yeah, got to get into it, man.
Gotta do it now.
But yeah,
That's where our audience apparently is.
Yeah. But yeah, check that out. It's the same as the Instagram and Twitter. Follow all that stuff, and hell, shoot us a message over on TikTok. Let us know what kind of stuff you want to see from us. Right now, we're kind of just posting highlights from our old YouTube videos. I just did one with
Peely.
the Peely video. I just kind of like cut
favorite.
up a minute of that video just because, you know, like you only get a minute. So that one's up there, and then a stream highlight from when I was playing Valhalla, I think a week ago. That was highly edited with a bunch of sound effects and stuff. That seems to be
great.
doing well.
Yeah.
It was
But
great.
yeah, give us a follow there. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, man.
Let us know if you think there's any clips from the podcast even we can do from that. And there should be a demo coming out soon as well.
Get ready.
On YouTube. I've been slacking on that specifically because I've been busy with TikTok.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's a new year where we'll get a schedule down. There should be a new animation demo coming out probably next week after you listen to this. Maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday. We'll see. But it should be done soon, relatively. It's a little bit shorter of a demo than the previous one. But
We got to
y'all-
cater to our new audience.
Yeah. You got to keep it a little short and sweet for the demos, and then we'll make a demo compilation eventually one day.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Plus, you're about to get some long form content soon
Yes,
on the
sir.
YouTubes.
Right after this, were we saying what we're doing, or because we already technically did, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we did already.
Yeah. So after this podcast, we're done recording it. Specifically on Sunday, we will be playing Jedi Fallen Order with Ant taking up the sticks.
The
Listen.
helms, yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna get my Star Wars lesson
Yes, sir.
live on our YouTube stream.
Chris, I think did you bring it? You should have brought your graduation from Star Wars Academy hat
I don't
for
have
this
a hat.
playthrough.
I wish I had a hat. I really want to get the pod racing helmet from
Oh my God, that would be
Phantom
cool.
Menace,
That
but
would
like
be
an
the-
adult size
that
one.
would be the art for the YouTube. Just
Oh,
me.
Yeah, man. I want one. I want one of those. I want a clone trooper helmet. I want a lot of stuff from Star Wars. But yeah, man. That should be coming out relatively soon. We're gonna probably post that day after the podcast drop. It'll be probably like a 10-15 minute episodes each week. Just making our way through the story, doing some side stuff. There's not much side questy stuff, but there's a lot that there is to unpack in the game. Probably won't do New Game Plus because that pissed me off when I started New Game Plus on my PC, and I haven't wanted to touch it since. But yeah, lots of good stuff coming to you guys. You're gonna be entertained for a while.
2021 coming with a bang.
That's
Yes,
it.
sir.
Yeah.
Creating.
Yeah,
We're also awake this time. All
Yes.
three of us have coffees.
Coffee.
I've
Coffee,
had
coffee,
two
coffee.
so far.
Yeah, and there's actually stuff to talk about.
Yeah, there
there's
is.
stuff. Before we get to
So-
the stuff to talk about, does anybody want to get off their chest some stuff that they played this week?
Man.
God damn it. You motherfuckers just not...
Say anything.
Actually,
You were making a face, and then he said, "Oh
Because
shit!"
I was
So I
about
just
to get
assumed it
into
was
what
the same
happened.
thing.
No.
Yeah, I was waiting for Ant to go ahead.
We'll start with Ant, and we'll get to
I
Nicko.
would like to know what's going on.
Two things. I started to get back into Final Fantasy VII Remake until I
yeah.
figured
Oh,
my
yeah.
save that transferred from the PS4 didn't transfer my most up-to-date save. That game is 19 chapters long?
18.
It's 18 chapters?
Yes.
Or I thought it was 19.
That's a weird chapter to end on if it was 19.
Well,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be 18. It's supposed to be 18 final and then prologue. That's why it's supposed to be 20 chapters.
Needless
long.
to say, I was on the 18th chapter. The save that transferred from my PS4 to PS5 sent me back to chapter 12 for some reason, at which point I was like, I played enough of this game. I don't have time.
Yo, he was pissed in our Discord, man. He was so mad.
Because I finally got a minute. I was like,
Yeah.
I have nothing to do. Like,
Yeah.
Trenton was around me, but he was doing his own thing. Fiance was upstairs. I was like, I have an open Saturday afternoon.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
I'm gonna
man.
sit here. I got comfortable. I had like snacks, and I started up I'm like chapter 12. That don't seem right. I was like, whatever. I started, and I'm like, no. I know I did all this shit.
Nah,
and then I
man.
looked up the chapters. I'm like, I looked up chapter 13. I was like, I did all of
13,
that.
yeah.
Looked up 14. I did all of that. I was all the way up to 18.
Wow.
So I was like, oh no, that's it. That's it now. Game
Oh
over.
no.
I can't because for me, like I was playing that for days. And before I even moved,
Yeah.
like that was the one game. That was the last game I like really
You're
dedicated
binging,
myself
yeah.
to.
I feel that.
I was like, I don't have time to go through all that again.
Yeah.
I want to, I really do, but not only did it set me back, but I also have a stockpile of games
Yeah, that's
I
all
gotta
have
get
play.
to. So I was pretty much at the end. I'm just gonna go watch the end.
Man.
I know. I feel it too.
You're
I'm
gonna
not
miss out.
happy
You're
about it.
gonna miss out on the experience I got. Like it's such a like what the fuck experience when you get to those final chapters
Listen,
too.
I was all in until it decided to boot me back 6
Yeah.
chapters.
That sucks.
But
We'll get you over summer.
I guess maybe that got to be a let's play too.
Yeah.
We'll do a
from
let's
chapter
play
two.
with me playing.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
There
go.
you go. You can just experience it through me
I will, yeah,
and
definitely.
my lack of understanding of the whole entire series.
That's exactly what this Fallen Order playthrough is going to be for
Hell
me.
yeah.
which is cool because you really have not had any.
No, the
any-
most I know about Final Fantasy is that Cloud was in Kingdom Hearts. He was in Smash Brothers. And there's a bee thing. That's it. Literally,
Yeah,
that's
so
all.
nothing.
Cool. So you know nothing
I
of the
know nothing
backstory
of
of
the
it,
story. I know
Which
the
is-
sword's cool.
which is
that.
gonna be cool because like me knowing what I know for like the ending of the game and like how the
How's that feel? You
What?
being the only one that knows how a game ends. For
I don't know
once.
the same way you felt with
Yeah.
The Last of
Does
Us
it feel-
2.
How does
Yeah.
that feel?
Yeah,
Feels like shit, right?
Yeah, it kind of does because I don't want to
Yeah.
say anything.
You know the
so-
sad part about this is I'll never have that because y'all play everything. I'm the one that's behind most of the time. It has to be something dumb old, like when you guys see
Sonic
the end
Adventure
of Sonic
2.
3.
Sonic Adventure
You
2.
guys gonna blow your mind.
Hey, man. yeah.
But yeah, like it's gonna be an interesting view because you don't know much, if anything, at all for Star Wars, and you're playing Fallen Order, and then I'm excited to see what you think of the game without
Fallen
having any
Order?
context of
Final
Final
Fantasy.
Fantasy 7.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it'll be interesting to like see what both
Oh, yeah.
your point of views is.
And that's the thing. Like, it was funny because you put in. I think it was in. We have like that one weird like group of like our work friends and then like a couple of other people.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Discord server, which I'm probably gonna end up adding you to soon, so you can hop in to get Among
Get some
Us.
games and stuff.
Yeah.
But like we were talking about it, and you mentioned to the people that you loan the game to, when are you guys
Yeah.
done, so that Chris can get it. And then like one of the people were like, "Didn't Chris say that he's never gonna play that game?" I'm like,
Yep.
I mean, yes, but also like I'm not that guy. Like I'm not gonna just be like,
Right.
"Fuck this game because it has bees." I'm just like I don't want to like. That part just turned me off to it. It doesn't mean that I'm not gonna play it. It's just I'm not gonna spend money on playing.
Right,
If
right.
Nicko
Yeah.
gives me the game to like borrow for a bit, yeah, I'll knock it out in like 4 days because of how I play games. But like,
Right.
I mean, I'm not gonna spend money on something.
No, I
that
mean,
I like that.
I'm not pushing you to do that either.
Oh, no,
I mean,
yeah.
especially for other people out there that share the same. Like, don't go out and spend money on shit that you're not gonna like.
It just ain't worth it in that sense. Where I'm just like, this does not look like a thing that I want to do.
Now that I sit here and think about it, like, I am sad though. Like, that was my game of the year.
Yeah, I know.
I was having that much fun with
and that's
it.
the thing. It's like, I know what it is, so like the experience is gonna be much different when you watch it than if you're playing it. Because the thing is like the experience of the game for the ending. The only thing that I'm gonna spoil is like it gets so much more intense of an experience because you're playing through it. So it's like there's so much more at stake than just
I know, because
watching
that's what
it.
I went through with Last of Us 2.
Yeah,
But it's just like,
Is there any way to go back to your PS4 and play it?
that's what I
Like-
was thinking. I was like, maybe
like,
you
is
can
your
go back to
save
that.
there?
it took from like the cloud.
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
if you
so
go
you
to your
should be able to go on
PS4, like, if you
PS4 and
log
then
onto
finish
your
it on there.
PS4, would that save with the most recent? Be
Well,
there,
when
maybe?
I downloaded from the cloud on my PS5, it gave me the save I had.
I know. I'm just
So,
saying.
but I don't think maybe
Did
is
you
it on the
test it?
console?
I think it's
That's
on the
what I'm
console.
saying.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't
It
think that
could be.
merged over.
I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
If
I
it's
might
not,
come back
then-
here with a changed
yeah.
tune next week or something. Like, all right, we're good now.
All right.
Yeah.
Me and
But-
Cloud have dapped it up. We're good. But for now, it's like I'm not doing. That was a lot
Fuck
of shit.
Cloud.
No, I love Cloud. That's why that's my heart's broken. But anyway, other than that, that was such a disappointing time. I played Minecraft Dungeons with Trenton.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a fun game, man.
It was fun.
I haven't played it yet.
It's very fun.
It's fun.
It's just like a beat 'em up.
Yeah.
It's
No.
straight up. You just beat the shit out of people.
You remember Gauntlet? The Gauntlet Legends?
Oh,
Remember
dude,
that?
I love that game.
It's that with
Really?
Minecraft character. Yes.
All right, I gotta try this game.
It's what can I compare it to? It's
I mean, you compare it to Gauntlet. That's
like,
that's a win
remember
on
X-Men
mine.
Legends? Like
Oh, yeah,
Marvel,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of like
Marvel
that.
Legends.
Yeah. So we're playing that, and now he always wants me to play video games with him, which is fine. He's getting into games. So we're playing, and he's been bugging me. Hey, you want to play? You want to play? You want to play? I'm like, all right, let's play. The thing is, like, now that it's a cooperative thing, it's not me against him. It's like now it's like I'm playing. If we're playing, I'm playing. Like I'm seriously playing
Right.
this. You're just playing it because we're together.
They're playing, yeah.
So like, there was one instance where I'm like surrounded by enemies, bosses, and everything, and I'm like, "Yo, I need you to come on. You gotta come over and help me, man. I'm outnumbered." And I'm like, "Yo, I'm dying. And he's like, "Daddy, I'm shooting my arrows at the tree." I'm like, "No." I'm like, I'm taking it so seriously. I'm like, "Yo, come over here." I'm like,
The tree needs the arrows, man.
no, shoot the arrows at the dudes. But I realized I had to like kind of check myself. Like, all right, okay, you're just happy to be here, and I'm trying to like conquer the world. So I gotta bring myself down. But I'm all like, you can like press like L, to, like replenish your health, and your potion kind of auto regenerates. It has a cooldown.
Right.
So like we're walking around. We could be just walking to the next area. And next thing you know, he's just like hitting it over and over. I'm like, no, you have to save that for when you need it. He was like, what? Pressing it.
Just looks you dead in the eye like, what?
That's what he was doing. And we're walking to the next area and he's just shooting arrows and grenades off. I'm like, you got to save those. We need those. You're just wasting all.
Oh, man.
And then you got to like upgrade your armor and stuff. So I'm trying to like, all right, pick this one, has the higher number. You'll have better defense, better offense. You put this on, use this weapon, do this. But he's a kid. So he's like, I want the one with the fire on it. I'm like, but that's a 3 and this one is a 15. That's not going to protect you as much as this. He's like, but I like this one. I'm like, do what you want.
Do what you want.
You're just being 5. I get it. It's
Yeah.
all aesthetic and fun to you. Meanwhile, I'm just like sweating. Like, come
Yeah,
on, man, come on.
It's actually hard too. Like I remember I played with the haptic guys when we first like got it, and like we were playing it at first and just like mowing through the dungeons like no problem, and then we got to some like later dungeons,
Yeah.
and we were having some fucking issues, dude. We were like dying, then we had to redo the whole dungeon over
Yeah,
again.
shit gets
And
crazy.
Damn.
It was rage inducing. Like we were getting pissed.
It
All right,
gets
we, need
real.
we need to play this game
That
together
might,
now.
that might have to be one
Yeah,
of
we're
my
going to
favorite
play
ones.
that together.
It's pretty fun.
It's fun.
If we're playing that game, I want to add another one of those. So if because this sounds amazingly fun and I want to play it, but there's one game that I play with Nicole. Nicole showed me. It's called Dragon's Crown. I don't know
Is
if
that
you
the
guys
one
ever
that you
heard
guys
of
were
it.
playing? I remember watching you a couple
It's a,
times.
it's, a, it's a side scroller, 3-lane beat 'em up game, kind of like Streets of Rage 4, but you pick a class and you play with that class. So you have a monk, a fighter, a rogue,
played
a sorceress, and
once.
and a wizard. And then you go through the story and everything, but you have to collab together to be able to like fight through the dungeons. And like when you get to certain checkpoints, you can have somebody like cook and replenish health, and then continue on through the dungeon through the story. And I was like, if it's anything like that, that thing was like that game was bombastic because it brought me back to those gauntlet times.
It was cool as hell. I just remember I fell asleep while we were playing it because that was the day
The
that
music,
you invited me over to play Last of Us as a whole. Like we had a weekend like way back. And they were like, we're playing Last of Us before Last of Us 2 came out. Because I'd never played
It was
the
like
game.
the week before.
I remember this
It was like
only
the week
because you
before.
kept telling me, like, come on, man, you got to come over. And
Yeah.
play Last of Us. I came at the very last one. And they did it.
I literally passed out that night. We had like Taco Bell, and I was in the corner of the couch. And like, I got done my playthrough of like The Last of Us, and I like handed the controller over, and like someone else was playing for a bit, and I just died. I just straight up, my soul left my body.
Yep.
And I was just done.
Yes, it
I
does.
could not do anything.
It was the funniest thing because that's literally how it looked. Like Ryan was sitting off on the corner of the couch. I'm sitting in between the two of them, and then Chris is sitting over here, and we're just playing along. And then all of a sudden, like we hear like a slight snore, and then all of a sudden, like Ryan looks over and goes, "Did Chris just die?"
Yeah.
And Chris is just sitting there, soulless, completely.
Yeah,
just
meanwhile,
passed
covered in
out,
like Taco Bell
in
wrappers
Taco Bell
and
wrapper.
shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
So literally,
my
Ryan was
spirit
like,
had left.
You're
Yeah,
more
right.
Taco Bell than man at that point.
yeah,
Oh, 100%.
Chris's brother was like, I think we should go to bed. So like set everything up, and like I'm sitting here like a dad with a child, like putting a blanket over Chris because I'm not that kind of a friend that'll just leave you a newspaper. Like when you
It's a
go
hobo?
sleep over a friend and they forget to give you bed sheets
Yeah.
to go to sleep. Yeah,
I
no,
would like that,
So-
though. Just wake up. Oh, the funnies.
yeah.
Right. So this is what happened with the stocks.
But it was
Yeah,
fun. That was fun.
That's a good
actually.
game. I like that game.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. And even though I was getting frustrated, it was like, we got to keep going though.
Oh, yeah. The grind never stops.
Because I didn't realize that it scaled like that, the difficulty. So like, you know how it gives you the map, you could choose wherever once you open it up past a
You
certain
just went
point.
to like the end by
So
accident.
I'm like, yeah, he's like, I'm gonna pick one, and you pick one of the far off ones. I'm like, all right, whatever, let's go. And I'm like, wow, we died really fast. What the fuck happened? What was the difference? And I was like, oh, all right, get it now. We got to build up.
That's cool.
And it's like,
Good game.
I'm not trying that.
I'm such a completionist and a secret finder, so he's just powering ahead. Like I'm so far back, I'm just looking behind buildings and trees and
You
Yeah.
have to do that too because there's a lot of like there's secrets that
Yeah.
you find,
And I'm trying to
and
do
then
it-
it says like X out of like 12 secrets, and you like keep getting them throughout the levels. So much fun. dude.
All right, that's
Needless
it. We
to
gotta play
say-
that.
Needless to say, we probably found like one or something. But I'm like, I'm not gonna make you play like I'm gonna. You just want to like play, like,
Yeah.
and that's fine. That's cool. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So I played his way, and we just was just running anywhere and attacking stuff. But when
Sometimes-
we play,
Nah,
I'm
I'm
putting my
done.
fucking foot down.
Nah, that's fine.
I know you guys
better be.
Yeah.
Look for them fucking secrets and put on the right
yeah.
fucking armor and let's go.
Hey, if they got a ranger class, I'm doing a ranger class. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, it's not classes. You
It's
just
just character.
Oh, you just build your character?
yeah, like you just pick like armor and shit, and like you just find it throughout the world. Like you
Yeah.
like find like a chest, and like out of nowhere, like it'll drop like a slightly better armor, and like I think you destroy the armor to make like materials to upgrade.
You can salvage it for
think.
more money to buy
Yeah.
more shit.
Oh,
and
okay.
like you just like keep like destroying shit pretty much. Like you'll like exponentially get like worse shit and like better shit. And you just keep destroying it and like getting better stuff. And then the weapons are fun too. Like you get like swords, and then there's like a lance or something, I think.
There's everything. There's
Yeah.
swords, spears, like the small knives, like the
The daggers.
the
dude.
daggers. Yeah,
Those are
They
lit.
got fucking hooks. That's my favorite. Like you know,
Oh yeah, like
hook-
the little
what?
like hook, like
Yeah.
it was like Prince of Persia shit,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's cool. All right.
You
You guys got
the
me.
next
hooked.
playthrough. Now we keep
Yeah,
talking
we might
about
have to
it.
play that.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's fun. Like I played it when it like was still just base game. They didn't do any of the DLC yet, so I haven't touched anything since then.
Well, we got him the deluxe one for Christmas, so it has everything. I can just bring it over.
All right, cool.
Oh, yeah, man.
Well, I
Steal
guess
I'll steal my child's plaything and bring it over here. I'm playing it. We need it.
Content.
We need it for content. You wouldn't understand. You're not
What's
a pro
content?
gamer.
I think that's always.
Very.
I think that's always fun though. Like reverting back to those like days where you would just do whatever without really paying attention
yeah.
to like
Yeah.
the neat,
Getting
dirty,
everything.
like
That's why I
get
had to check
everything.
myself. I'm like, he's at the beginning of his video game journey.
Yeah.
I need to respect it. Let him be a kid and play as a kid and not an obsessive video game freak like us.
Listen, just wait till he gets to his teenage years, starts whooping your ass in games.
I thought
That
about
day's
that as
gonna
we were-
come.
I thought about that as we were playing. I'm like, you started off really early. You're gonna get really good over time. and I'm gonna really have some decisions to make about my life.
That's when you're gonna have to start acting crazy.
Hell yeah, man.
He goes to bed. I'm just like, how does he play this game?
Yeah. In the middle of arguments,
He's
be
gonna
like,
be a
"Dad, you
robots
suck at Smash now."
Yeah, so we're up to like Smash 7, and I'm just like, fuck, I don't have it anymore. My Mario isn't working. By that time, they put anyone in it. Like, I'm gonna choose RoboCop. Like, this is Smash Brothers.
Yo,
That's where,
RoboCop and Smash.
Smash, can you imagine?
because by the time they get to Smash 7, how much deeper can you go?
It's like 600 characters.
You're gonna have to go outside of video games at that point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. That'd be kind of cool.
I mean,
They already have like what 100 characters right now?
We're rounding up to it. They're getting to 90 something.
90
That's
something.
like
characters.
also way too fucking much.
I
Like,
want the
even-
Doom guy.
You would
That's all I'm
think
saying.
so, but I mean, it all seems to work in that
Yeah,
game.
but it's just so much. Like,
Can,
what? There's
can
not.
I
like,
can I ask for one thing? Like, I want to throw it out there to the World Wide Web with our podcast, and I want
World
Nintendo
Wide
to
Web
listen.
boomer.
Yeah, I want Nintendo to listen to this. Please give me the Doom guy in Smash.
People have been begging for that.
Because that would be such an awesome character in there.
The only thing about the Doom guy is, what are his, like, Doom is like this obsessively violent game. So how do you translate it?
Well, he has four. Well, translating it would be normal. Like you can make it violent as like it's already a fighting game.
Like,
so
I feel like that's the only reason, like,
So it's
Scorpion
like-
isn't in it yet.
Yeah, but I think
Which
he
would
be,
make sense.
It would be cool like if you had like his grapples are different because Doom has grapple attacks, he has melee attacks, and then he has like this whole like thing where it's like he has a multitude of weapons. So it's very much like a ranged Link, where he can just switch on and off weapons and then do different attacks with each one.
His final smash would be so funny. It would just switch to first person,
I was
and then he
thinking
would
the
just grab
same thing.
Mario
Yeah,
by the
grab
throat
Mario,
and then
yeah.
blow his head off, and it's just like goop everywhere.
That's the thing. It's like, how do you make Doom into Smash
no.
Brothers without
Splat.
without making it too violent to be in Smash Brothers, but also remain true to what Doom is at its core?
You keep
I mean,
it
they
like
had
64-bit. Like, do like
Yeah.
64-bit blood.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
what
I
you
mean,
would
you
kill
had
those.
Nintendo is not going to be for blood
But
falling out of
it
Mario.
wouldn't be
Yeah.
like actual blood. It would look like a splat, like almost like a
Listen,
a
if-
cartoon bang,
if there
but
were-
like blood colors.
yeah. If they were able to bring in the Castlevania guys and bring in,
There's no blood in Castlevania.
yes,
Think
there
about
is,
think
isn't
about
it?
think about
Oh no,
Castlevania.
you're right.
in the anime, there
In the
is.
anime,
That's a-
okay, in the anime,
That's a
yeah.
completely different thing.
I'm talking
That is
about-
also dope.
The Simon Belmont that they took for that
Yeah,
game.
you're
There's
right.
no blood in
There
that
is
game.
no blood in there. I still think they can do it.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure they
sure
can
they
figure
can
it
do it.
out.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I played.
All
That's
right.
it. You just got the Minecraft dungeons going, and then the Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy, because
it up?
I played Final Fantasy for a good 3 hours, and I was just like,
Damn.
there's so many
You
hours ahead
couldn't
of
do
me.
it.
You just gotta get
Knowing
to
I was
Ghosts.
near the end.
Yeah. The allure of Ghost of Tsushima is
know.
pulling you away from Final Fantasy.
There's
I
too
still
many.
gotta
I
jump
waited
in
too
on
long.
that. Well, to add to that, I haven't started Ghost. As I said, I was going to. I've been a little busy getting the house situated and all that stuff. But I did get some time to play, and I started jumping on Pokemon because
Nice.
Chris over there gave me the Pokemon itch.
Yeah, man.
So
it's fun.
I've played
Sounds like
through.
he gave you an STD.
Yeah,
the Pokemon.
I got the
Pokemon.
Pokemon itch.
He
so
gave me
I got,
Magmar.
I got mad Krabbies now.
Mad Krabbies.
But so I jumped in
Got
on
some
Pokemon.
Kangaskhan
'cause-
under my ball.
Oh jeez.
Yikes.
So I jumped on Pokemon because I haven't played the Crown Tundra DLC. I've only done the Isle of Armor or whatever.
I gotta buy those still.
So yeah, so I finished the Isle of Armor. That was fun. That was kind of like a quick, like it's actually very very quick for that one. But I just got to the Crown Tundra, and like they added a crap ton of DLC for that one. So like the amount of content that you will get from the Isle of Armor, you get like twice as much for the Crown Tundra. And not only that, but they give you like an extended Pokedex, and then they're like, hey, now you can go into like what they call the Legendary Den, and it's kind of very much kind of like a dungeon roguelike. So you go into the den by yourself or with 4 other people, whether they're bots, because Nintendo has that thing now where if you go to like a raid,
Yeah.
Nintendo has some NPCs that join you, or you can go in with friends, and then you go and you challenge different floors of that dungeon. And then when you get to like a certain level of the dungeon, then a random legendary will pop up, and it can be from anything from Mewtwo to the legendary birds to even like new Reggies, because they created like 2 new Reggies for the Reggie Ice, Reggie Rock, Reggie Steel legendaries. And then the legendary dogs are also added in there. So they added pretty much every legendary. You can go Lugia, Ho-Oh, all of them.
Oh, shit.
And then they have new shinies for the legendary birds that were introduced. And then the 3 legendary birds also have like a Galarian form. So not only can you get the original 3, but now you can get a new typing of legendaries that look differently on top of getting shiny versions of those later on. So they added a bunch of content on that, and it's pretty cool because like they added Mewtwo, and then you can get like items to change the legendaries. Like Mewtwo has like the X and Y version, and you have like Genesect that has a defense and an attack like optimization, and it's just like little quips and tricks that you can do with each Pokemon now, because the legendaries have like this thing where you can change forms. Like Deoxys has like 4 different forms.
Pokemon has come a long way.
Yeah. So Crown Tundra literally has been fun, and like you can jump in and just literally just go into the dungeon and be there for hours trying to get a legendary. Whether you want a shiny hunt or just get a strong legendary, you can just. So that's been pretty fun, but that's all I've really played. I haven't been able to do much with anything else, but just a little bit Pokemon itch.
No, that Pokemon itch.
Little crabbies.
I really hate that's what you're describing it as, a Pokemon itch.
Title of this episode: Chris gives Nicko an STD.
Sheesh.
I'm not calling it that.
The Pokemon itch.
The Pokemon itch.
Your
But yeah,
doctor.
how about you, Chris? Because we all know you've been playing some shit.
Actually, I haven't been playing
Really?
much this week. At the beginning of the week, I played a little Valhalla. I'm not as down on it as I was at the start.
Yeah,
I got a front row seat to
Yeah.
Chris. I was in the room watching him play on Twitch.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah.
Earlier in the
I
week.
missed
Yeah.
it.
Don't get me wrong, it's not good by any means. Like, I haven't touched it since the beginning of the week, and I haven't wanted to. But when I did touch it and I was playing it, I was having an okay time. Like, I don't really understand where the story's going still. I don't really understand if there is a story besides just, like, because you start in Norway and almost immediately after, like, the main story stuff, you just straight up go to London, England, I think. No, where do you go to? I don't even fucking know.
I think it is England.
I don't know, and that's the thing. I don't care enough. And then I'm just like building like a new settlement, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know what missions take precedence over others. I don't know which side missions I 100% need to do or shouldn't do. And then like I'm just not. I don't understand what to do. But I was streaming it on Twitch. That's actually where the clip on our TikTok is, if you'd like to go check that out.
Yeah.
The reason that happened is because a guy who came into the chat, I was trying to find the username on my phone there for while you were talking about Pokemon, and I couldn't find it for some reason, but he actually dropped a follow because of it. He hopped in and he was like, yo, do you want like a really overpowered like axe pretty much? And I'm like, yeah, sure, fuck it. And you just go up to the very top of the map, like area that I shouldn't be going to at the level I'm at. I'm at level like 32, and he's like talking in the chat saying he's like level 250, and I'm like,
Holy
oh yeah,
shit.
I 100% should not be going up there, sir. And he's like, just go. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I like make the boat row itself up there, and then it goes into like some wrong area, so I have to ride my horse the rest of the way. And I finally get there, and it's like this puzzle that I have to like break down this wall with like an exploding pot. Figure out the puzzle with the guy's help. Thank you, because I did not know what the fuck to do. Like, straight up, I had no idea. I forgot that you could dive underwater, and that was how you solve the puzzle. You just go under the water, and then you can get into this house that has been encased in ice. So, like, didn't know that. So, finally got there, got the little explodey thing, got the axe. I'm like, cool. And then I see there's one of the perch things where you, like, synchronize, like, that's what it's called. So I'm like, oh, I'll go do that, so then I can fast travel here if I need to later in the game. No big deal. I go over there, and I hear this guy talking. And this guy sounds, like, straight up insane. Like, just, like, laughing to himself and just saying, like, some weird shit. Like, sounds like the Joker in Viking times. And I'm like, what the fuck? And the guy's like, save your fucking game. in my chat, and I'm like, "Sir, what?"
Oh
Sir.
man.
And then I'm like getting to the perch area, and I just see all these dead bodies everywhere with like blood staining the snow, and I'm like, "What the fuck have you led me to, dude?" And I see this guy, and I'm like, "Let me go do the perch thing first, and then I'll come back down and talk to this like NPC that's just standing here." So I do the perch, and I keep doing this thing where I like jump off a high area instead of just holding circle to like climb down slowly. And I take like a shit ton of fall damage. I'm like, okay, whatever.
You did that during the stream.
Yeah, like it just keeps, I don't want to climb down slowly. I just like to get down, you know, like just get down on
Just
it.
yeet.
Come on now. Anyway,
No legs
Get
needed.
down on
thank
it.
you.
I caught you.
No
If
legs
you really
needed.
want it. So I go down and I'm like half health as this. I talk to this guy and he goes on this like solid 2-minute like tirade about like how his buddy died and like how he's insane. He was the only person who kept him in check and now everyone has to die, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, please kill me. And I'm like, what? Sir? And then
I'm just a humble man.
the guy in my chat's like, yo, if you beat him, I'll stay. I'm like,
That's fucked up.
and I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'll stay if you beat this guy. And I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'll go for it. So I hit the okay, I'll fight you. And then I like sit up in my chair, and that's where the TikTok starts. I'm like, I'm really not that good at fighting yet because I don't really like the targeting system, yada yada bullshit. And this guy just winds up this giant like halberd and just like yeets my fucking head off, kills me in one hit.
What?
And I'm just like,
You saw the TikTok.
I saw the
Yeah.
TikTok, but it's like,
and I'm like, okay. And the guy's like dying laughing in my chat. And I'm like, you motherfucker.
Did he leave?
Well, he's like, no. He's like, go for it again. If you beat him, I will stay. And then I'm like, I don't think I'm going to beat him, man. So I reload at the
Right,
top
at the
point. So I'm like,
top.
okay, maybe if I don't have half health, I can win this. So I like slowly scale my way down. And then I do the whole thing again, talk to him for another 2 minutes. And I say, I'll fight you. And I immediately, like, I'm like, game face on. So I like dodge the first hit. I'm like, bitch, got you. So then I try to hit him once. And like, he literally takes no damage
oh,
from like
jeez.
my one hit. And I'm like, mother, like, you know, like straight up like Space Jam,
Right.
Daffy Duck. And then this dude just like two hits me and I die. So I just look over the chat. I'm like, okay, I should not be here right now. I know this. If you're gonna leave, that's fine.
You made
I
your
appreciate you getting me the axe, sir. But I understand if you're gonna leave. And then I like strat out the pod. I'm like, if you'd like to check out a podcast, and I'm like pointing down at like the video. I'm like, check out the save before. He's like, I'll check it out. I appreciate it, man. See it. And then he follows and leaves. I'm like, okay, cool.
Right.
Thank you for the follow. I couldn't
Hey.
find your name currently, so I'll check it out. And I told him, I was like, listen, man, I'm gonna play the fuck out of this game until I can fight that guy again, and I'm gonna message you on
Hell
Twitch,
yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you that I'm fighting him. And he's like, definitely, man. So I'll message you, unknown name that I will find out later in the day when my phone like listens to me, and I will beat that man at some point.
That's funny.
That
I'll
man will be
redeem
beaten.
myself. But other than that, on my way back from that area, because like I didn't want to fast travel. I was like, oh, there's a couple other synchronization spots. I'll do those on the way back, so then I can just fast travel up here in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I go to head to one, and I find this like it looks like a glitch. Like quite literally, like the game looks like it's glitching out. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And like it's like this blue, like purple texture glitch that's happening in this building. I go over to it, and there's just like this symbol floating behind the building. It's like interact, and I'm like, okay. And I interact, and I turn back into the chick that's like in the real world, but now I'm in the Viking world as this chick, and I have to do this like puzzle of like pointing lights at stuff to make like different platforms activate and shit. And it was hard as fuck, man. And it took me like a solid 30 minutes to figure out this puzzle, to like climb up to the top of it. Like you pretty much just have to like go on each side, figure out how to light up these podiums to let you climb up to the top without getting desynchronized, or else you have to restart.
Oh, what?
And I restarted like so many times, and I was like, dude, this blows. Like I'm about to just like make like a video of that with like the
Bananas.
and just like go from there and make that into a TikTok, because it pissed me off.
Right.
And I was getting so mad. And I finally get up to the top of it. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know what any of this was. I don't know what any of that meant, because it was like a voice line or
But
something.
you
Right.
did it.
And I did it, and I look it up, and apparently that was one of like the last ones you're supposed to do. So it was the hardest one.
So I feel even better then.
Yeah,
Well, no,
there you
I
go.
don't, because now I'm gonna go back and play the story and like slightly progress, and I'm gonna get to the first one that like just shows up, and I'm gonna be like, oh, that one's easy, and it's just gonna get like slightly a little bit more harder each time, but like I already did the hardest one, so nothing's gonna be harder than that, and I'm like, what the fuck, man?
You gotta go backwards.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I pretty much went to the very end of that challenge, and then it gave me an achievement. It was like, it's not a glitch or some shit like that, and I'm like, fuck you, EA,
making fun of it.
bullshit.
Making fun of you.
Ubisoft.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Listen,
Fine, EA is okay.
we
It's in the
have
game.
to at least act like we know what we're talking
I
about.
don't care what their name is. They make games. Ubisoft, fuck you. But yeah. Other than that, I've just been playing off and on with the Pokemon card game online. I'm okay at it. I'm not great. I've been streaming with my brother on Twitch. He's been opening Pokemon card packs.
That was a good time.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was a good time. They were all his packs too. And then we went to Walmart one night, the night that we bought the buzzer to give myself a quarantine haircut. And I found one of those like big boy boxes of cards, and I was like, yeah, let's open it on the stream. And he's like, well, why don't we do it while you're getting your haircut? And I'm like, fuck you. No, we're not distracting from that. Do the haircut and then we'll go on there. And I like opened every single pack. I didn't get a single pull. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Dang.
And I got so mad about it. But yeah, I'm slowing down on the cards, I think, for like actual cards until the new series comes out.
now.
But for now, that pack is just like not a good time. The Champion's Path, like the pull rates are so low for like good shit. Like literally, you'll just get like the Machamp card, which is a cool card, and then some other 2 cards, and that's it. And people, it's like that bad to the point people call it Machampion's Path because of like how much you'll just get Machamps, and it's
Aw.
not a good time. But yeah, I'm gonna pause on the cards for a bit, I think, and then just get back into games. Probably be playing a little bit more on Twitch this week with Valhalla, and then I might buy the Pokemon DLC, but I don't know yet because I want to get a new Switch game as well too. Because I don't want to buy a Switch and the only thing I play is Pokemon because that seems kind of stupid, you know.
Yeah, there's plenty of games to play on
Yeah.
Switch.
There's a ton. I was deciding that. Let me know via email and our socials what I should play next. I've been told Breath of the Wild is something I should play next, and then
It is.
Mario.
Yes.
And then somebody was suggesting Animal Crossing too, but I was like, dude,
Animal Crossing is good if you have friends that play Animal Crossing.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of our friends besides like 2 of them play Animal Crossing religiously, so
Yeah.
not really worth it in my opinion. So yeah, other than that,
I was an Animal Crossing guy.
I see the appeal, but I'm also like, I don't know if I would be interested in it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's not my my cup of tea necessarily. But yeah,
True.
that's about it that I got for the playing of the games.
It's not bad.
Yeah. We're moving on to now. We go to the noise news is what I meant to
the
say.
news. Yeah, what you guys have seen in the news?
While y'all look for shit, I have a funny thing that I had thought of the other day that was like racking my brain. So I was listening to this podcast. It's called the Trash Taste Podcast. They're like an anime podcast, but they don't really talk about anime. Kind of like how we're a video game podcast, but we hardly talk about video games. And then we're like, here's a little sprinkle.
Here's some games after
Yeah,
that.
because it's it's about the games, but it's also about us, you know. And they were talking about there's like this place in Japan where like one of the specialty foods is like bear.
Bear, the animal.
Yeah,
bear.
like
Okay.
food, like eating like bear steaks and shit. And like I had this moment because I was driving in my car and like like shower thoughts where you're just in the shower and you have
Yeah.
like this like weird like
That's where all the amazing
Yeah.
thoughts come from.
I was having that, but in the car, and I was thinking about it because it was like right around. I think it was New Year's Day when I listened to it, and I was like bears, and I was thinking like, bears hibernate. Like, what do you think? Do bears wake up on New Year's Eve? Do you think when like all the fireworks are going off, or are they so in the zone of sleep?
I think they're just so dead
Like,
sleep.
I was like, I was racking my brain about it, and like I didn't even want to look it up because I was just like, fucking, my brain was going numb about it because like
I
that's
can't-
such a loud night everywhere.
I can't imagine bears are coming out of the cave like, hey, what's going on out here?
Like, I don't even know, man. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, fuck. Like, do we wake them up? Are we dickheads? Like, do bears hate us and that's why they maul people?
I'm
like,
sure-
this is for New Year's.
I'm
Fuck
sure
you,
they have
bitch.
a couple of reasons to hate us.
Yeah. I mean,
Sure.
we're making steak out of them in Japan, I guess.
There you go.
Oh, we can talk about how a little bit of City Project Red, more for that drama, where now CDPR is saying that the rumors of the developer stating that that there was QA stuff that wasn't finished and was communicated, those rumors are not true. Even though that's part of the base accusation of what they're getting on their class action lawsuit. So that's what's going on. It's more fire for the CDPR people.
I do like that there are, like, statistics coming out about, like, the player base that is dropping.
79% of players who
79.
first
That's
bought
crazy.
it dropped. There's no more.
79%. That's why I think we said it in the our Instagram chat. I was like, I think they're too far gone, and even if they rectify everything, I don't think
No.
that no way is this game gonna like make a strong comeback. To
No.
me, I don't
Yeah.
feel like
I don't-
think it's too
yeah.
damaged.
I don't feel like it's gonna have a No Man's Sky moment.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
mean,
thing.
I hope it does.
That would be
People,
nice.
people are
hope-
hoping that it
yeah.
do. Yeah.
I
like-
hope that they just literally, like, come out of nowhere swinging and they're just like, boom, game is great. At, like, No Man's Sky comeback style. But I don't see it happening
Yeah.
with how bad it is at the moment. at least.
That and Chris, I love that little snippet video you gave us
Which one?
of MXR when they were watching a playthrough of Cyberpunk and how they have like pre-programmed
the
like
pre-programmed
suicide.
suicides. Did you see that?
Wait, what is this?
Yeah, it was like they have like business class characters that go through depression, and they have pre-programmed suicides where like the characters just jump off buildings when they
Yeah.
On what on
Cyberpunk.
On Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
I didn't see this. I didn't
Yeah,
hear
it
about
was
this.
There's a streamer and he was like, I wonder if you take fall damage. I guess he was just starting the game, and he jumps off this bridge and he falls and he, like, you know, hits the ground, and then like blood splatter happens. And as he stands up, he looks to the left, and then this dude just comes falling out of a building and just kills himself on the pavement. And he looks up and there's a window that's open in this skyscraper. And
Yep.
this guy just jumped out the skyscraper and killed himself like an NPC.
Yep. Like a regular ass NPC just
I didn't
leaped
know
off
anything
right off the
about this.
building. Yeah.
I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like, that's a thing that you put in your game?
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
But I
That's
mean,
wild.
that's a thing, man. You can see suicides happen in Cyberpunk.
Which
Did
is
we
crazy.
did we like? I don't know. Did we ask for that? I guess of course we didn't ask for that, but
No, we asked for
Right.
dick size. That's all we needed.
Oh God.
true that.
But,
my friend.
We also
No
had
homo.
to say rest in peace with Jared Nandon, the
Yes.
South Park cosplayer.
Yeah,
Legend.
man. Rest in peace to him.
Dude, he was the real MVP with that back in the day with the World of Warcraft. If y'all don't know, which I don't know how you don't, because it's such a amazing.
What was,
Yeah,
the, what, was,
yeah.
what was the sword
You've seen it.
called?
The what?
What was the sword
Sword of
called?
Truth,
Sword
I
of Truth, yeah.
Thing, yeah. People are holding up their sort of a thousand truths.
yeah.
They're holding up their like USB,
USB
sticks
stick.
in his honor with the Sword of a Thousand Truths. He did a cosplay back at I think it was BlizzCon, and it was the character from the amazing World of Warcraft episode of South Park,
Yep.
where there was
Classic
that one
episode.
asshole player that just kept going around killing everybody, just like griefing, but it was like some like heavy set guy leaning back in his chair looking all grimy and shit. Motherfucker needed a gamer towel.
Oh yeah, he's what the gamer towel's made for.
Yeah. And then also all you other people out there, all you NGPs. But
Yeah, you too.
yeah, he passed away, so rest in peace to him, because that was I remember seeing the original video. I think it was like what? How many years ago did that happen?
It's been a while. It's been
Yeah.
a long ass time now.
It's been a long time, but I remember seeing the original video of him like rolling out the like the desks that he had. And, like, I remember seeing it and being like, "Yo, that was fucking great." And now
I watched that video recently.
that's a thing. Project Winter is a game that I really want to get into.
I've never really
I
looked
read it,
into it.
but what is it again?
So it's slightly like Among Us. Slightly, from what I can tell, from the people that I've been watching play it. So you pretty much... It has the same art style, in my opinion, as Firewatch, but like an overhead. Mm-hmm. And there's just a bunch of people in this snowy tundra. And there's like pretty much an imposter among your group.
Right.
Or like a murderer. And that murderer has to like set up like bear traps and like uses their axe and shit. And I think it's also proximity chat, which is a mod that you can get on Among Us now.
That's kind of
and you pretty much just like kill people in this like forest, and I don't know if you have to find out who the bad person is and murder them or like escape, because there's also an option to get to a helicopter and like fuel it up and get out of there before the guy murders everyone, which is really cool. And I think it's PC exclusive at the moment, but they're coming to Xbox One, PS4, and Switch January 26th, and I'm definitely interested in playing it. Cool. Just because it looks so much fun.
That would be cool.
I think a group of friends getting together to play that would be pretty lit. What else? Tenchu.
I would like to hit you guys up with something that I just saw here. It's about Naughty Dog and The Last of Us.
What happened?
So in comicbook.com, on gaming news, they have Naughty Dog's most recent project, The Last of Us 2, only just launched in 2020. So it's about them working on a secret project based around Last of Us 2 or Uncharted. But it says a number of Naughty Dog's developers near of the end of last year began announcing that they have received new promotions within the company. While the most notable of these is likely that we all know is Neil Druckmann is now becoming the CEO president of the company. He said, spotted in LinkedIn pages for developers Richard Camber and Vinit Agarwal. Each member was promoted to directional positions since September of last year. Okay. So just before the whole awards thing was a thing with Neil Druckmann. And he says these two moves were specifically noteworthy, as it seems that indicates that both Camber and Agarwal will be leading the developing teams moving forward. Mm-hmm. So remember how we were talking about the whole like Last of Us and how the story is gonna go,
right?
Well, here it says, as for what the team that the two will be leading, that's a big question. Agarwal specifically notes in his own profile that primarily he has experience in multiplayer titles. And it's also worth pointing out that in the recent month, Naughty Dog has also been hiring a number of employees as well. This tells us that clearly the first steps of working on a new game looks to be beginning, meaning that they're working on something else.
I'm about to say, I don't think this is...
But this is where it gets pretty, naughty. Even if Naughty
Dog,
right?
I'm leaving.
So it says even if Naughty Dog is starting to work on its own next project, work associated with The Last of Us 2 doesn't seem to necessarily be finished. Back in 2019, it was revealed that there was a multiplayer aspect of the game or of the sequel was removed from the larger package.
Yeah, they said they were going to put it separate.
Right. So they're saying that it's either could be that or that there could be the next sequel, but it will most likely be a co-op type game as well as a single player game for the sequel.
I see.
So they're like, it's all speculation. This is not that we know. This is just noting what moves the company has done in their specifics as hiring, which is actually something to really note, because when you have directors who are specific to one thing or another, they pull from each other. Mm-hmm. So if Agarwal really is a big multiplayer-esque director, and if the story were like we were talking about how they would team up when we had that choir moment of thought process was... It could make sense that they will go for doing something like that when it comes to a directional.
Now, you put it like that, I mean, that's always like a possibility.
Yeah.
I definitely see them making good on their multiplayer thing.
Yeah.
As far as multiplayer for Last of Us 2.
Could you
like
imagine?
Factions.
Just to stop you there for a second, could you imagine this is just something that popped up. A Last of Us 3 where Ellie and Abby, but in the way that Army of Two.
Army of Two. Remind me what that is again.
Army of Two was a military espionage game. I don't remember the company, but it was a co-op game where you both would play the same board but help each other.
So it's like that
The two brothers.
The two
game.
brothers,
In
yeah.
jail. Well, they're not
Yeah.
brothers, but yeah, that's the meme.
A Way Out, isn't that what it's called?
A
Oh,
Way
yeah,
Out, yeah.
The two dudes in jail.
A Way Out. So, okay.
Fuck the Oscars. We have to
Yeah,
say it every
there you go.
episode. I'd be down for that.
Like, I'd be down for that. That would be cool. As
I'd
a
like
co-op as well
almost-
as a single player.
What was the one game they did that was like in between 1 and 2 with Ellie as like the main focus of the game?
Was she like younger or something?
Yeah, what was that
Oh,
called?
it was
It's like Last
it was the
of Us something.
DLC. It was
Yeah.
something. I forget what it was called now.
Well, that.
Someone listening is screaming it at
Yeah.
their speaker right now.
Yeah.
It's this.
Right.
But I would love to have that as like a DLC for Last of Us 2, just so they
Yeah.
can test out the multiplayer thing. But instead of it being Abby and Ellie, I would love it to be Abby and Lev,
Yeah.
and those two working
Together.
co-op, like together to like after they leave, like
Oh,
this
yeah.
scene at the end of the game.
That would
like
be cool.
seeing like where they have to go to get to like to pretty much like I want like a little bit after the game, just them arriving at wherever they arrive, and then them setting up where 3 is gonna go. Not like give any spoilers. Like give me like a 12-hour game. Straight up, it's just them arriving somewhere. Some shenanigans happen. Some shit goes wrong. Then they figure out where they need to go. They finally get to where they need to go, and then cliffhanger. 12-hour game. DLC pretty much, and then I'm good to go.
That would be
for
dope,
3.
yeah, actually.
Just to like test out the co-op, because like you could obviously still play it single player and just like have the bullshit AI version of Lev running around, or choose to play Lev and have bullshit Abby AI running around. But I feel like that'd be a cool way to test it, just to like test the waters to see if people even want that. Because then if it flops and people are like fuck this, then they can just straight up change the trajectory of 3. They don't
can be
have
like,
to
that
like
was a
go all
test.
in. Yeah. Because you don't want to go all in with this new thing on a game franchise that's like as acclaimed as it is already, and be like, oh yeah, well now it's co-op. Like if people don't like it in this added DLC thing or like smaller game, don't do it for the main game.
Yeah.
Boom. But if they love it, go all in.
Definitely got to go experimental first
Yeah.
and see the what the outcry is. But
We already know people love co-op
Right.
from like a way
Yeah.
out. But like we don't know if they love it from Naughty Dog. That's the thing.
because I could also see it, not bombing. That's a too strong of a word for as renowned as
Naughty
Last
Dog
of
has
Us is
been,
and
yeah.
Naughty Dog is.
I just don't think it would do well.
I don't think it would ever bomb, but I don't think that. I think there are people who go to that game as a dedicated, this is my mission, my solo experience type thing. So I feel like they'd have to kind of experiment, like put their foot in a little bit first.
Dip the toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before they just all out be like, this is what Last of Us 3 is.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that'll be kind of jarring for certain people. They'll be like, wait, what? This is not
This
what
isn't a Last of Us game.
this is not
Yeah.
the journey I've been going on this whole
Yeah.
time.
So
So yeah, that'd be cool.
that was just interesting.
No, it's very
I
interesting.
just saw that like pop up on my news, and I was like, "Ooh, we got to talk about this." Hold
Yeah,
on.
man. I dig
So-
it. I dig it 100%. I
Yeah.
would play the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
In other news, I want to say, screw you, Chris, for popping my bubble.
I don't know
Man,
the fuck.
popping your bubble.
I don't
giving you
like how
STDs.
you're telling me
Yeah.
that giving you Pokemon
And
STDs.
the reason being is because you decided to show us that the company that was making the PS2
Oh yeah.
covers for the PlayStation 5 literally got murdered with another cease and desist, like the company
Got
before.
threats?
Yeah. That was crazy.
I
What's
mean,
the name
that
of
would
the
have been
company?
so cool, man.
I don't know. I just had it up.
Bop, bop.
Because I was like, oh, when I saw that case, I was like, oh, that is my dream. The PS2 was just the slickest, like,
Supers with a 3 and a
Supers, yeah.
5 as the last.
That's what you should have got. You should have got the threat for the name.
Yeah, for
of
the
your
name.
company.
Yeah.
All right, for people who don't know, a retailer for PS2 themed PlayStation 5 consoles announced they were canceling all orders due to threats. Retailer Supers, which has no affiliation with Sony, announced earlier this month that they would begin selling a special PlayStation 2 customized version of the PlayStation 5 console and DualSense controller. Oh man, I could have told you that wasn't going to get you fucked up. These customized versions of the fought over consoles were going to be in limited supply, and the retailer began accepting pre-orders for the custom consoles and controllers not long after. But in a recent update from the retailer, Supers revealed that they would be canceling all orders placed for the custom consoles. Nothing through a message in their now deleted official Twitter account. Wait, did I read that right?
No.
Oh, noting
Yeah.
through a message in their now deleted official Twitter account as of this writing, Supers would be canceling orders due to credible threats.
Last night, our team began receiving credible threats to their safety. What? I didn't actually read that
We
far
take
down.
these threats seriously, and as a result, we're not proceeding forward. All orders are being canceled with full refunds.
I didn't read that far down when I first read this when we were talking about it. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy that like they themselves will be threatened, you know, like directly.
Hey, you guys are making a cool thing. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Why?
Like, what was the point of
Threat?
that?
Unless it was from Sony.
That's, who else would
I mean,
have
who
been?
John
else would've
Sony's
been?
like, yo, you motherfuckers.
Well, the
I'm gonna
fact,
fucking kill you.
The fact,
Who is this?
Yeah.
Like John Sony. Like, who is that? Like, who is this?
I'm the leader of Sony.
Isn't Sony a Japanese Hang up.
Yeah,
John
like,
Sony.
Just hangs up.
I have this specific set of skills.
I'm thinking I'm back. John Sony.
You play Last of Us, it's gonna be like that.
Oh, jeez.
Sony hangs up.
God damn.
Like, I actually had not read the whole thing and thinking it was a cease and desist, but
knowing
to
it's not.
physically get, like, threatened for the shit, that's on a whole new level.
If you're about to make a themed version of a Sony, like you didn't think that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just
If
a
I'm
case.
Sony,
I
I'm like,
actually
what the fuck are you doing?
I thought it was just a case. I didn't think they were just buying PS5s, modding them, and then selling them forward.
If I'm Sony, even if I didn't already have that idea in place, I'm like, I'm shutting you down.
Yeah.
I'm stopping you. I'm threatening you, and I'm taking this idea. So 2 years later, I can do this.
Well, with the whole, like, you know, freaking systems still being sold out the moment they drop, like, of course they're gonna get pinged because I'm pretty sure that they end up using bots to buy whatever stock they had.
Probably.
So, and seeing how all the purchases from Sony are now being serialized,
Yeah.
GG company.
Yeah.
But that sucks.
I don't get it, man. Like, I want cool stuff for the PS5, like custom shit. I don't know why they gotta shut all this down. Like, give me some cool shit, man. Like, come on.
I know.
Partner with these motherfuckers that are making cool shit. Sony?
But Sony's probably their stance is if they could do it themselves, why should
Yeah,
we
but
pay
But
or
they
partner
aren't.
with
That's
you?
the problem. Like,
They aren't yet. It just came out.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Like, if you aren't yet, do it. Just get the shit on the shelves, man. You know, like Cyberpunk had fucking merch out months before it was out. While it was pushed back, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
PS5, give me accessories and shit besides just, you know, charging stands and like
Well, yeah,
headphones
but
that are also sold out.
That's the long game because why do they have to customize it now? They're
Yeah,
already
yeah.
sell as soon as they hit the street.
That is
you might as
true.
well ride that out, get all the money you can, and then make this custom version because super fans are going to buy that. So you're going to stretch it out as long as you can
Yeah.
and get the most money over time.
I'm just impatient. I just want cool stuff.
Sony
I
stocks.
was a fan. I'm totally with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
If I'm put myself in Sony shoes, though, I'm like, no, hold your horses.
Yeah.
We're still making hand over fist every dollar as soon as if they put a PlayStation 5 in the middle of a busy expressway just on the yellow line and leave it there, cars are going to stop and to get out and grab that thing. If it's still that hot of a product, yeah, I'm going to be like,
Just wait.
I'm about to start buying Sony stocks because I know by the summer the explosion of sales that are gonna happen. Because I feel like there was a news on the companies like within. I'm using Robinhood to like do stock market
probably
stuff.
high
and whatnot.
now.
But like it's like about $100 for the stock, which is kind of cheap for what Sony is. But they're saying that 87% of the people who already buy stocks and then brokers are saying to purchase. And the reason being is because apparently the company that, as we know, their manufacturing plants, they're creating a certain set amount of PS5s and then only releasing a little bit at a time to build a stock. So right now they have this project where they have multiple factories, but let's say one factory is making 100 PS5s, they're only releasing 5. And then holding back the other 95. And then they're making another 100 and then holding back.
The
reason being
Nintendo
is 'cause-
model.
yeah, so they're doing that so that when the summer hits, they can just load up the stores and then good luck market. So they're saying if you buy stocks now, then by the time it hits that and people start buying it up, and then you sell at the end of the summer, you'll be making your money back for another PS5.
Nintendo invented the false scarcity of their product, the rarity thing, because like when all them Switches were selling out, you don't think they sitting on like a billion Switches?
I'm pretty sure.
They're probably like, we got to keep the hype going, so give them a handful of them, hold it back, give them a handful.
Yeah, hold it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, didn't we have something new from Respawn?
Respawn is coming. What was that story?
It was Apex, I think. An Apex-like game that I was going to get. Chris, you put it on the thing.
I don't remember.
Gee.
It's been a week, man. It's been one of those weeks where like I forget everything that's happened.
According from a now removed job listing, this is from at Nibblin. Listing Apex Legends developers, Respawn Entertainment is working on a new IP. One bullet point mentions that the game will use a new tech that enables adventuring forever with air quotes. Whatever the fuck that means. Just to quote him.
Listen.
Yeah. And that was sent to me by Josh over at Haptic.
I'm very
So shout out to him.
I'm on record of how much I will buy whatever Respawn puts out. That is why I own Jedi Fallen Order, even though I'm not a Star Wars fan, because it was a Respawn game. They are making some of the best games. I feel like they are so underrated and not praised as like they should be.
That is true.
So sure, Respawn, make a game that has adventuring forever as your theme. I'm already buying it. Take my money. I don't even have to see it.
It's
Just
also a
take it.
new IP too,
It
which
is,
is cool.
yeah,
So
which
it's
is-
exciting to see what that will even be in the first place.
Right.
That's my favorite part. Just getting new shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I want more Star Wars games from them. Like, give me another Respawn Star Wars. I'm fucking hurting it for the rest of that fucking probably 3 days. But still,
I always like the first like 2 years of a like system release, because all you start hearing about is new IP, new IP, new IP, new IP, and it's like you got it. You had the PS4 for 5 years, 6 years, or whatever. You had the Switch for
Longer.
3 years now. Yeah, you've had the Xbox for however long, and you've been playing all these games that now at one point like starting to like blur together. Because you already exhausted how many quote unquote new IPs you can do with the technology you had. And now the new system's out, and literally you have every game developer going, hey, every idea we scrapped for the last system, bring that book back because we need to go through it.
I think it's important though, because the latter half, I mean, we got Ghost of Tsushima, which is brand new. Sekiro is a brand new thing, and those two games are going to come into our next topic. But those games were brand new, but on the whole, like everything was either annualized or a sequel.
Yeah.
You know what? PlayStation pretty much had it in the bag, because then they had Horizon, which at the time was brand new.
I can't wait for that new one.
Me too.
Yeah.
I gotta go beat that too.
I still gotta beat the DLC.
I'm good. I just beat the story.
That's
Paid
what
I
$2
heard the DLC is
you're
actually
in
pretty
good
good.
shape. You did that.
Yeah. It was on that CD keys thing. I got
That's right.
that and God of War for like $7.
Yeah.
Gotta
Get them,
love it.
cops.
Yeah, get them.
I mean, it's not illegal. It's just, there were some codes available for cheap. And
It should be for that crazy price. Come on down to save before. All right. Yeah, but everything became sequelized, which is the name of the game. It happens towards mid to later half of all systems. You're gonna get a whole bunch of Call of Duties. We're up to Last of Us 2, Uncharted 4. I don't know. The list kind of goes on. Even though God of War is a remake, it's still God of War.
Even some
right?
remakes pop up. Yeah.
I want to see some brand new properties. So I'm hyped for this Respawn thing. People who aren't afraid to do it, because they started out with Titanfall,
Yeah.
then Apex, then they did Jedi Fallen Order, and now this.
Yeah.
To me, they're on a roll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially since they have diversify among all of their games.
Oh yeah.
Like they've gone from first-person shooters to like RPG, like third-person, then back to shooters. Then like they're exploring their own capabilities with both developers, tech, and like in whatever it is they do with storyline and RPGs. Is like it's great because they're keeping it fresh every time.
Right.
So it's not like you're not doing the same thing, getting bored with it, knowing that your like quality is gonna decline. Because you gotta remember, developers do get bored if you're doing the same shit over and over again. No matter how good you make it look, there's gonna be something that's gonna just be like,
Yeah, it's gonna fall off.
yeah,
Right.
I feel like Respawn's just gonna be like one of those companies where like anything they make, it's gonna be gold
yeah.
every single time.
Yep.
But I don't want to put them up on that pedestal yet, because sometimes if you do that, then they get cocky and we
will.
have another CD Projekt Red.
Well, CD
That's a
Projekt Red
problem.
is different because where did they start? Because I know Witcher 3, was that their first game?
No,
It couldn't have been.
the I don't think The Witcher was their first game. They had a game before that, I think.
Pause for Google. Pause.
That's our intermission music.
Google.
Pause.
Should add that
Do
in.
something with that AO.
Pause for Google. Pause. Just
We're
add-
learning some shit that we didn't know before. Googling stuff. Let's take a look. I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah, they had a bunch of games before that.
So we got,
Their very first game was.
I don't know about the first game, but they had done
Actually,
Witcher 3,
the
Witcher
Witcher
2,
was their most.
Gwent, the Witcher card game,
Mm-hmm.
Thronebreaker, which is another Witcher thing, Saints Row 2,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were.
Music Master, Chopin, which 100% looks like a Guitar Hero ripoff,
Uh-huh.
Imperialism in 1997, Catharsis in 1997, and that's all I'm seeing.
All right, so we can pretty much say they didn't hit it big and get to graduate into a AAA studio until Witcher 3.
Pretty much.
That's kind of what. All right, so I'm counting Witcher 3 and on.
Looks like Witcher 1 as well.
Witcher 1 is also a big one, too.
So
But
just
was
the Witcher
that? But that was
franchise.
that big on a scale of Witcher 3?
I don't think so, no.
All right.
Yeah, no, Witcher 1 wasn't because of the system they came out to.
All right, so I'm gonna give them at their highest. I'm gonna give them Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk, right? Bad track record.
They literally peaked in high school with
They-
Witcher
they
3, and then
peaked-
they
yeah.
fucking dropped off in college with Cyberpunk.
Witcher
Yep.
3 even came out and was janky at first, and they fixed it.
Yeah, it was.
Now
Not this janky.
no,
though.
not this
Yeah.
janky, but you know what I'm saying. But it's like
That's all this podcast is, man. We just talk shit on CD Projekt Red. We were talking about how much we love Respawn, and then it immediately went back to how bad CD Projekt Red
But
is.
that lends itself to like it's so
Yeah.
hard to not mention them when you talk about things like that. My
Yeah.
whole point in bringing up,
It's just funny.
yeah, see, we've been talking about them for the last like 5 episodes of the show, more than that.
We don't even play their fucking games right now.
I know,
That's the first
I know.
part. None of us are playing it.
well, I got a bunch of Witcher games. We
But
can
you aren't
start
playing it right
we
now.
We will soon. We will.
You
We will.
better, because if not, we're gonna just be haters on CD Projekt
No, we
Red.
will.
But I bring them up because companies like Respawn, I think, kind of deserve to be put up on a pedestal a little bit more than they are.
Yeah.
I'm not saying people aren't. I'm not saying people dislike their games or anything, but I feel like they kind of are under the radar, kind of. Maybe because they're kind of affiliated with EA, so they look at it as
Yeah.
an EA game, which I wish it wasn't. I feel like Respawn makes better games as their small studio under EA than the big umbrella EA company does.
But you know what?
100%.
But if EA is willing to throw them a few bucks for them to be able to explore
Fuck yeah,
something,
dude.
I'll keep them there.
Empower them, please
Yeah,
empower them.
yeah.
Put them up. If I was EA, I'd be like, give them the big office.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why they
need
put out all the sports games, to make all the fucking money from the plebeians that just buy
Yeah.
sports games for
Every freaking
the
year.
roster updates, and they get all that money, and they're like, "Here you go,
Yeah.
Right.
make something good, Respawn," and then we get fucking bangers,
That's-
dude.
but
Yeah, right?
I think they need to start really giving them give the budget money from this EA
From
Sports
the
to
EA Sports, yeah.
just give it straight to Respawn, because I
Yeah.
feel like the Madden, that kind of makes itself like you kind of don't.
Yeah, you don't.
That's
have to
just
shit.
its own machine. At
Just
this
make the
point.
Yeah.
sweat look better, and then
Every
maybe
time.
add like a
Every
Gatorade
time.
option, like sponsor it by Gatorade, and make the sweat like
Green.
green sweat. Ooh,
They just
look at
fucking-
this.
They just
Ooh.
fucking like now the helmet sweats.
The
Sweat coming off the helmet. But
I can see that too. So
2024,
bad.
your socks sweat too.
That's what all the updates of sports games are.
It's
The
just
roster and the sweat. But
Facial hair too.
and facial hair.
Yeah.
Make the facial hair sweat. The cartridge.
Your disc will sweat.
Yeah, you get when you buy the case under the plastic, it's just
The
wet.
disc
And
is
it's-
wet.
It looks
Ew.
like condensation under
Oh,
the plastic.
no.
It's like now the game is sweating.
Everything is wet. EA.
It's in the game.
It's wet.
Ew.
It's sweating the game.
God damn.
Ew.
But
EA, give your money to Respawn, please.
I feel like Respawn has done enough good to where it's like when they announce something, the world should stop. It should be like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
shit, Respawn is putting the game out. I'm not saying they need to be like Naughty Dog or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like they have a little, like if this game is like a banger out the gate, I think we're going to have to start having that conversation about Respawn is kind of super quadruple A studio
Oh,
at
yeah.
this point.
I'm already at that point, and
I'm personally, you already know I'm
yeah,
at that point.
Yeah, I feel like you and I are on the boat. It's not even a bandwagon.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to have a band. It's a boat. We are in a Viking raiding ship.
We're-
Of Respawn.
Right now it's just me and you. We're just in the boat that Abby was in with Lev at the end of The Last of Us.
Straight to Reese.
It just says Respawn written in crayon on the side of his rowboat.
Just
Like, yeah.
carved in with
Yeah.
a knife. The knife that Ellie was using.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, I can't wait for more stuff from Respawn.
I'm excited because with Apex is when I started really getting
I need
into
to play
Respawn
that game
games. So.
again, dude. I haven't played it
Titanfall
in
1. I was
weeks.
in from the gate.
I always wanted to get into a Titanfall game, and when he
Titanfall
first
2.
dropped, and
Yeah, 2
literally,
is the shit.
all of my friends were like, "Titanfall is so good," and by the time I got it, the
Yeah.
hype was down. I was like, "Fuck
It doesn't
you
matter.
all!"
It's like, especially with
like-
2, you play that campaign. Like,
Yeah,
That campaign's great, and the multiplayer still holds up, man.
I love
Like
it.
every once in a while, like I want to just hop into it. I don't have it downloaded on my console right now, but like it's just so much fun just running on walls, like shooting all the AIs that are just around the place,
Yes.
and then also killing people.
It was
Like,
the only first. I mentioned this before, but it was the only first-person shooter that I was like super like
Into.
competent. Like I was competitive. Like I was getting
Wow.
going online and getting first place.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
no.
It's the only one ever, but that just spoke to how good it felt to play.
Yeah.
So good.
I gotta
So
definitely
seamless.
check that out.
It's super cheap. It'll go on sale every now and then. It'll be like $4.95.
I think I got it for
Titanfall 2.
free for PSN 1 month too. But yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know if there's anything y'all want to talk. I have something. I have a thing that none of you know about.
Oh shit.
Oh
It's
shit.
about the world of wrestling.
Oh yeah, there you go.
AEW games.
Hit us.
They had their second show where they talk about the game recently after an episode of AEW Dynamite on Wednesday nights. It was a really good episode.
Hashtag ad.
Yeah. Dude, trust me, if you want to watch some good ass athletic people doing some great storytelling, chef's kiss. So they went live on YouTube on their game site, and it was this guy Kip Sabian, who's like a Twitch streamer for them. Like that's his gimmick, is he plays video games. Like he's a young guy who plays games and Twitch streams. And he was asking Kenny Omega, who's like the
Right.
leader of the games department, pretty much, about like the games coming out. They're pretty much talking about how the main game, which is like the main wrestling game, that it's going to be like, you know, like the old games, like, you know, back in the day, like No
4-player
Mercy.
64 games.
Yeah, like No Mercy and shit. They actually
That
did
was
that
shit.
in the game, in the fucking live video as well. He kept pulling out from the N64 the No Mercy cartridge, and be like, you know, just like this. And then they're like putting it back in, and like they got the OG one of the OG devs from that, the game directors. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I'll look it up later. They were talking about how that game, while it is not ready yet and they don't have a release date, it is going along really well. Kenny was playing it. It feels pretty smooth, feels pretty great. There's a creative wrestler. They're bringing that back into it, and it's insane how much you can make. They're like, you can make any person you want from wrestling history, so they're going to have like
Dope.
the moves and
That's
shit.
cool.
Like, say you want to make a Shawn Michaels, but you know, he's WWE, so you can't. You can make him, and you can have his moveset, and you can do all that shit, which is dope. They also have a mobile game, 2 mobile games coming out. One's a GM mode, where you pretty much just like book the show for the night, and then based on your bookings, you get like different like achievements and shit, and like money, and like how well you're making in the show, which a lot of people liked from back in the day.
That's
Right.
cool.
And then there's a third game, which has a actual, not a release date, but a release time frame. It's a casino game. in which it's like all casino games inside of it based in AEW because they do a lot of pay-per-views in Vegas. Like there was one that was like All In and they're like poker chips or like the theme of the whatever. And that will be out in the next 60 days. Within the next 60 days.
Oh shit.
So that will be coming soon. Hopefully once that comes out, I'll be getting that on my phone and playing that, see what it's like. They have one of their refs who actually was a game dev. She's working on the mobile games department, so like that's really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And she like led that whole discussion.
That's
but
dope.
yeah, man, that's coming soon. I'm really excited just because like I want to play another wrestling game because the last one that was out was that ultra buggy one that like all the memes came from.
Yeah.
And like it was terrible. And then they canceled the one for this year.
Yeah.
And then they put out that like really weird cartoony one.
Yeah.
Which was
Like 2K Battlegrounds
Yeah.
or some shit. And
Which
it
also got a lot of criticism.
sucks, dude.
Yeah, it
It
was
is
bad.
shit.
Did you play it?
I watched Xavier Woods, who's a WWE superstar, play it with other WWE superstars, and they were acting like they liked it, but you could 100% tell that they did not have a good time.
Now that you bring this up, I was listening to another video game podcast and they brought up the same video and they said the same thing. They
Dude.
was like, there's no way they actually like this game.
They looked like they were having the worst time of their life. Like they had to like go through their character creation and like act like they were having a good time with it. And then you get to make your own ring for some reason. And like they're all like goofy. Like there's like straight up, oh, this is like a real world ring. But then there's also like, it has leopard print, it's rainbows, and it shoots out stuff from the turnbuckles. Like nobody fucking wants that shit. And it sucks.
Sure
and
they
it's
did.
super cartoony.
They enjoyed it on that video.
Oh, they were acting like full. Listen,
there
WWE's bad.
were great paid actors at that moment.
but yeah, yeah, well, 100%. They were just straight up acting. But yeah, I'm really excited for AEW games, and I'm thinking that y'all need to get it when it comes out too, because I think you guys would very much appreciate it.
Well, all my friends had those games when I was
Yeah.
a kid, so I played them and they were fun.
Yeah.
I didn't
Like
need to
the-
know about wrestling to enjoy that game.
Yeah.
And the crazy
Same.
part is like wrestling from back in the day is so much different than wrestling it is now.
Yeah.
Like it's funny because like I'll argue with my dad about it because he's always like, well, it's not like what it used to be. I'm like, well, what it used to be was just like a bunch of like buff ass guys just doing headlocks back and forth back in the day, and then like one or two people that could go off the top rope, and that was it. Now it's like every single person can go off the top rope. Every single person can do like some insane gymnastics move that like looks insanely good.
So it's like a you can there's like a parallel between that and like the NBA. Like it's the best parts of wrestling. Then now it's all like the best parts of it is now all of it is what it is now.
Yes, exactly.
It's the highlights of what you used to love. Let's just give them all highlights.
Exactly. It's not just layups anymore. Now it's 3-pointers and like insane slam dunks.
Because if you look back at basketball in like what 70s, 80s, it was a whole bunch of like maybe some long range shots. Now everyone can like 360 dunk.
100%. And it's so cool to see. And like, I want to get you guys into watching wrestling because I feel like you'd very much appreciate the storytelling of it and what goes on. Obviously, y'all are busy and whatnot, so you know.
Nah, if we're gonna like talk about it,
Yeah,
I'll watch
we
it.
could. Yeah.
Like, honestly, I feel like you should get Trenton into it because I feel like he would love it, dude. Like
I'll be
these
mixing
dudes.
the podcast and he'll jump off the steps onto my
I
neck.
mean, I'm not saying that. Like, you know, yeah. Dude, there's some great like personalities and some people in the show that are just great. Like there's a tag team called Private Party who I love. It's just these two dudes that come out and like they're just having a good time. And they're like they always have like a little cup in their hand that's clear and he's like, well, this ain't water, you know it ain't water. And like they're messing around, they're doing like giant like top rope jumps, doing swanton bombs and like jumping over each other. And they do this one move where a guy is on the edge of the rope and like holding it, and a guy from his team goes running over top and then grabs the rope, lands on his back, and then flips back over him into the
shit.
ring and launches himself at the other guy. It's insane shit, and they're so fucking good and athletic, and they're going to put that all in the game. And it's going to be
that's gonna be
smooth as shit.
That's gonna be crazy.
Like, the transitions and all the moves and stuff, like he was saying, like, it's not going to be like those old games where you're just like, grapple, now we do a move. It's like seamless, and like you're actually wrestling a match.
I ain't mad at that.
And there's
That's some-
online
that-
competitive too.
That's some serious power behind that.
Oh yeah,
that can go a long way.
It's gonna be something.
I wonder
man.
what. Now you got me curious. Now I want to look into what kind of game engine they're pushing.
I don't know,
this
man.
game on.
They aren't giving many details with like the main game. Like they had the one trailer of what's going on and like what it looks like and the textures and stuff. And it's a little cartoony. It's not super cartoony like the Battlegrounds, but
yeah, you have to sacrifice certain things when it comes to stuff like that.
Oh, dude, man, I'm so excited. And I know the guys over at Haptic Intel are as well. Like, I watch wrestling with them on Wednesday nights. Like, we're live tweeting each other, like, messaging, like, holy shit, did you see that? Yo, Sting just came back. Like, Sting just came back. Remember fucking Sting, dude? Sting. It's fucking Sting, and he's back.
Retired.
No, he retired from WWE. No, he was in WCW.
No, yeah,
he was in
WCW.
WCW, and then he came to WWF for a bit, and then he went to WWE. And it was this funny thing. I listened to a wrestling figure podcast, and they were supposed to be the Sting action figure that came out this year.
Yeah.
And it randomly got pulled, and nobody knew why. And like they lost the license to his likeness, and they completely pulled the figure, couldn't do it. And then like 3 weeks ago, he appears on Dynamite, and he's signed with them.
Is that why they pulled it?
Exactly, because he's like, nope, I'm done with you guys. I'm going to AEW, and now he's in AEW.
Even though I don't watch wrestling, I've never heard enough to really respect AEW's whole movement.
They are doing such insane stuff. It's a whole movement, and they are the respawn of wrestling.
Yeah.
If I'm bringing it back to like games,
Yeah.
and they're fucking killing it week in and week out. They have such good stuff. But I'm excited for that game whenever it drops. I'm not a huge fan of the GM mode where like you're the general manager and like you book the shows. I'll play it and I'll probably get into it then, but like there's so much content coming from them, and like that game is gonna be fire.
Yeah,
That's good. Especially being an independent company now, I definitely want to see.
They're not even independent anymore. They're straight up like they're competing with WWE. They're almost better.
Well, no, I mean like within like the game range, just being their own developers.
AW
Nah, I would
games,
really want to see that.
Oh yeah,
So that's cool.
hell yeah, man! It's gonna be great.
So talking about independent developers, how do you guys feel about Nintendo buying Nintendo
What?
by buying Next Level Games?
Next Level? I feel like it's almost like I
Like
thought they had them
I
already.
thought they had them, yeah.
But
So-
What do they make?
Well,
What
the
does
reason
Next
the
Level
reason
they
why I
made a bunch
say
of other Nintendo games.
the reason why I said
What?
Nintendo buying Nintendo is because Next Level Games' main games were Luigi Mansions 3, Luigi Mansions Dark Moon, Mario Strikers, Charge, Metroid Prime, and Punch Out. Those are all Nintendo games.
So they're all Nintendo games that they made, and they were not owned by Nintendo
Correct.
until recently.
The reason why is because they were in
owns the
Vancouver.
games, owns the property.
Yeah, but they don't
Yeah.
own the company that made them. That's
Correct.
What
Yeah,
They
yeah,
were
now
the
they do.
developers
They-
that they got outsourced to make these games.
They use a third party to make these games for them.
Yeah, but it's cool because these guys also made Spider-Man Friend or Foe.
I like that. Game.
Yes, these guys actually made Spider-Man Friend or Foe. They also made Captain America Super Soldier, Ghost Recon,
like that
and they worked on The Suffering, which are pretty good games. So Nintendo buying Nintendo was a good move, and pushing them into a new market by going with Next Level Games, which are placed in Vancouver. I think that was a smart move.
I think. Well, number one, like we just said, I thought they owned this already.
So did I.
I mean, it makes the most sense in the world. Like, why wouldn't you buy them? They clearly are giving you gold, so you might as well stick with it. I think a company I want to see Nintendo buy is Platinum Games.
That would be a good purchase for them to do too.
I feel like Platinum just
But have they worked? Well, what has Platinum worked on?
Platinum made Bayonetta, Wonderful 101, Nier Automata, Astral Chain, Bayonetta 2, Vanquish, Metal Gear Rising.
Okay. That also worked on Star Fox Zero too.
Right. Like,
Yeah, they definitely should go for these guys.
Platinum makes, I think they make good games. I think they've had some duds, but I think teamed up with Nintendo, I feel like they would make a good team.
Well, I mean, their Nintendo products are good. Like having like their strongest project for Platinum was Bayonetta for sure. Especially because they were released around that time where everything was supernatural. So you had Bayonetta, you had Devil May Cry, and what was the other game? Oh, and you had like Dante's Inferno, were like big games when they all dropped, and they all kind of followed that God of War-esque like sandbox. You can murder things in your path to go through these RPG story type games.
Right.
So I think those three were the strongest, and it was because.
But that's why I kind of want to team up with them, because I
Yeah.
feel like they're at their best when they make Nintendo games.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think I agree with that, and I think Nintendo should start going out of their way to buy certain developers. It's not just buy them, but at least go and like acquire certain developers, knowing that they can not so only use them, but save themselves a little bit more money. Because if you purchase a game developer, it's much different than outsourcing a project and then having to spend both physical resources on checking up to make sure that project is up to par, but at the same time you're spending money because you're paying these developers more than what you would if you were to buy them.
Nintendo also needs to buy Retro Studios.
Oh, absolutely. Retro Studios is a great company.
They're a partner of them, but they need to buy them.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that they called for Metro, all the Metro
Primes.
Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Country Resurgence.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 7. Like, it's like, why don't you just buy them? I mean, I'm sure there's some deal they have. I'm sure there's a reason.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they made your bangers.
Yeah.
Like some of your bangers.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just buy the studio?
I don't know. Like you said,
They're
Nintendo,
a partner. But I was like, why don't you just buy them?
Yeah. I think I have to say that I'm with you with that. I think Nintendo may have some sort of like slide deal on the side where if we keep them as partners, they get certain more than what they
Well, right.
So
But
that
I
could be a thing
I
as
don't
well.
know. I kind of respect Sony in that way, because when they like buying Insomniac and them making Spider-Man, it's like I don't know what the difference would be if Nintendo bought them, but I feel like you might as well, like, you've scratched our back, let's scratch yours. We can make something crazy if both our internal teams work together, which I guess to a sense they already probably are if they're making like some flagship titles with their main properties.
Yeah.
But why at that point wouldn't you just go
What I'm also thinking is if you buy a developer, do you make as much money as you would if you were to give those rights out to other ones? So like having Insomniac Games for Sony, all right, that's cool and all. You have another dev company that's gonna make like straight content for your console, but would you make as much money as if you let that company be its own dev and you pay them to make a game for your console along with the other three big companies? So like, let's say, would you think that Insomniac game would have made more money if they stayed independent, created the game still? Granted, they wouldn't be able to, because then they will have to pay for the licenses from Sony to make Spider-Man. But if they had done all of that, like, do you think they would have made more money by extending that game out to Switch and Xbox, or if not?
It gets muddy there, because I guess if they're a partner with Nintendo and they're paying them giving them the licenses and allowing them to make their games, they're making their games.
Right.
Like, they're paying them to make a Metroid or a Donkey Kong or something like that. It can only come out on Nintendo because it can't come out anywhere else.
Right.
But that's why, I guess that's also why I'm like, well, then just buy them. But then I guess maybe it's not worth the money to give them hundreds of millions of dollars.
Correct.
But then I look at Sony as like, well, I guess they had to buy them, or they probably would have to pay more for the exclusivity, because if not, Spider-Man would just be on Xbox.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's where it gets money, because it's like, all right, do you outsource to a company that can make the game, and then you can sell let's say Sony makes a game with third party X, and then Xbox finds out, oh, I want that game too. Are they going to go to Sony to buy that license, or are they going to go to third party X to get that licensing? And that's where it gets muddy.
Right.
So it's like, all right, well, did you have exclusives and buy the company, or did you leave that company to just make games for you and pay an extended license, so that way, hey, these games can only be for my system, like Nintendo does. Nintendo has that power because, as we know, they're a big boss company that it's like, hey, we'll give you stacks of money as long as you make games for me, but we're going to oversee the rest of the project.
Nintendo is so, like, they're so side-eyed, but for the same reason you're side-eyeing them is somebody else on this side being like, I love them because that's how they act.
Yeah, like I see that. Like I see them being a boss. Like they're like, all right, we have all these worker bees, like people who are not within our own company. And it's like, well, that company's doing good. That company's doing good. That company's doing good. Keep an eye on those companies. Okay, well, we have this many projects. Let's take all the little ones that we know those companies can handle and be like, shoot it over there. Mm-hmm. Now you're investing on a company that later on, when it does get big, if it does, and their name becomes big, the reason being is because of your game. Mm-hmm. And then you go, all right, now I'm going to buy you guys. And then I make my military or my army of devs much bigger because now I have more content, more games, more projects I can send out. So it's like a property game. It's like if we test the waters out and we test where these devs can give us,
right,
then we can go forward and buy these devs.
It's the same reason why like I really think they should buy Retro Studios even more so than Platinum Studios. Even more so, honestly. I was about to say more than what's the new
Next Level.
Next Level, but I guess they're about the same. But Retro has done them like.
Tons of work.
Like all the Metroid Primes, like you, and then with Metroid Prime 4, they weren't going to use Retro, and they were going to go on their own. Then they fucked it up, and when they had to go back and make Metroid Prime 4 from scratch, they had to get Retro back. Mm-hmm. If I was Retro, I'd have picked up the phone like, "Yeah, bitch, you need us."
Yeah,
like I don't know, it's weird. And with that being said, like I also think that's the reason. I think other companies are noticing the power in that. Mm-hmm. I think that's partly why Microsoft bought Bethesda. Mm-hmm. And did what they did, even though I think Microsoft should have. We talked about it. I think they should have bought Respawn in the beginning.
They should have.
In the beginning, when they were when Metroid, Titanfall was exclusive to Xbox, and they saw how that did. I was like, why didn't
you just pick them up?
Yeah, and then 2 came out. As soon as 2 came out and it wasn't exclusive, and then they saw how well 2 did. I would have, if I was Microsoft, I would have showed up to their door, to Respawn's door with a dump truck of money.
Yep.
Like, we want you. Xbox ain't got games. We want you to make those games.
Yeah. I feel like it's more about they should have just signed exclusivity deals like Nintendo with these companies. Just be like, you exclusively work for us for this amount of time for these games. Instead of just being like, this game you make, this game you make. You just sign an exclusivity deal being like, okay, for 3 years you're going to work for us. This is the amount of games that we're making in these 3 years. And then after that, you can do what you want. Mm-hmm. But at the end of that 3 years, that's when you make the offer to be like, okay,
makes sense.
We want to buy you. But that doesn't seem to be what they're doing. They're like literally like, okay, make us banger games, and then maybe we'll buy you. Which doesn't make sense because then their value goes up. Like, why wouldn't you want to sign an exclusivity deal and then keep their value low?
Yeah, for my thing is, I think it's because they're using their own product. It's much different than if Nintendo were to look at a dev and be like, okay, they worked on that game for either Sony, Xbox, or PC, and it's done so well. Now let's buy them. But in reality, it's more like these devs need projects to do. Yeah. Many devs, just like everyone that comes out of school, they'll have that big dream of, I want to work on a AAA game. All right, cool. You have all these dev companies who are coming up and up on the up and up again, and they're just constantly trying to get one step higher. What the only thing that they can do is kind of like how Kanye does, is they're like, let's go to a big company and then offer ourselves to them. So it's like, okay, so what's gonna happen? Nintendo's sitting there like a big fat money grubbing guy and going, hey, you pay us for a license, we'll give you a game idea, you make it. You keep whatever profit it may be, knowing that it's not going to be able to make as much. If not, the only reason why we're going to make that money is because our name's on it. Yeah. So it's kind of like having a math assignment. I give it to you, you make it, and I get the grade.
It is the dream. Like,
you know what it is? That is the dream.
When Ubisoft approached Nintendo to make that Mario Rabbids game, and they actually was like, all right, cool, we'll do it. And then they did it. And then it won. There was I think it won at the Game Awards or something, or was it E3? I don't remember. They won something, and the creator of it was in the crowd. Remember this? And he was crying.
He was crying,
because it was such an honor to make this game for Nintendo.
Yeah, and
then it got big and blew up.
Yep.
And I get it because you were probably a kid playing Mario games, and then you got to make a Mario game that blew up.
Yeah, and that's all it is. It's just you're not playing with dreams. It's more like you're using that as your business method. There's all these devs that at one point or other want to be with a big company. what's the best way you can test the waters of these devs is be that big company. It's have all these ideas that you can sell off as a form of, hey, here, you can borrow this math homework. But then in reality, I'm keeping the grade because I'm going to buy you later on.
True.
So I think that was a smart move from Nintendo. Again, Sony and Xbox is on things, but it is a dick move. Yeah.
Why didn't, if we're going to stay on Xbox, like I feel like they should have bought Respawn. Why, and what was the Bungie deal? Like, how did they split again? Did they just not purchase them?
Bungie split with EA. That's why.
But what they had to do with Microsoft?
It was
weren't they exclusive there when Bungie made Halo?
They were exclusive when Bungie made Halo, and then they split off because they went to EA to become independent to be able to put their game out to. So did they just not
re-up on the contract? Like how did that happen? Like, I didn't read into that.
I don't think they re-upped on it because when Destiny came out, it was supposed to be, and there was rumors that it was supposed to be Xbox exclusive during the whole split. So when Bungie ended up having to outsource their game out, and in the middle of the split, Destiny went to EA. Because EA then put up the money going, hey, we'll give you money as long as we partner up. And that's why the reason that Destiny 1 had microtransactions. And then hit the whole bullshit of, hey, there's all these microtransactions and all this stuff. Later on in Destiny 2, now you have Bungie have a whole debacle with EA. Because they're like, hey, we have all these stories, we have all these things, we have all these DLCs that we want to put out. But EA is like, no, hold it back. We want microtransactions. Put it back at 15 minutes intervals instead of giving us more and more games. And then after that, Bungie was like, we're not making any money, and they split.
Man,
and now Bungie has all of their devs. It's all over the place because they were using EA devs to make this game.
I'm sure there's a bunch of red tape and contracts and reasons as to why these things happen. But if I was Microsoft, like if you could pull it off, I'd trade in Bethesda and get Respawn and Bungie back. I'm like,
Same.
Here, you take all this money. Yeah. They already got who makes Gears of War? The Coalition? Like Xbox can have a roster if they wanted to.
But they don't. They just don't. I don't know why. It's like what is it? I feel like the Xbox is their hobby. Microsoft's Xbox is, hey, this is my hobby that I'm gonna put out on Etsy and Etsy. But in reality, this PCs though, it's where I'm gonna make my money.
Granted, there's a PC every day. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I get that. That's the money maker. But maybe y'all just don't care to be respected in that lane. I mean, they're respected to an extent.
Yeah,
but they are super hyped this generation on everyone plays everything. That's their whole thing.
Yeah.
Everyone needs access to anything. That they want that to be the thing. But
that all started with Respawn.
Dude, they could have had a Bungie Respawn.
Yeah.
Like, y'all would have a nice
roster,
exclusivity, like a list. Now they're about to come out with Perfect Dark.
Mm-hmm.
They could have some shit.
Yeah. Like Xbox could have played their cards right and done the right things, but
I mean, maybe for them they are playing their cards right. This is what clearly they want to do.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, the more they make their Xbox into a PC, the more they keep pulling in those people that are like, oh yeah, PC's much better. I'm gonna pick up an Xbox too. You know.
I don't know, man.
But they could have games.
Congrats, Nintendo, on your acquisition of yourself.
Sure. I do not play enough Nintendo games to know anything about that, but yeah, I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, but I mean, to end on I don't want to say a sad note, but a more important note, a more serious note than we usually are, but as I'm sure everyone on the planet knows by now, and who knows what's going to happen by the time you actually hear this episode on Thursday, but the whole people invading the Capitol in DC thing.
No, not people. Terrorists.
Yeah.
Terrorists.
Invading the Capitol.
You could say it. Yeah.
Listen, man. I don't know who listens to this. Yeah, it's important. We're obviously not supportive of any of that shit.
That was a hard day to get through.
Mm-hmm. It was so unbelievable to me. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, sadly believable.
It was
it was wild
and
to
believable.
See.
Yeah.
But it was you get what I'm saying.
It was hard to see that it was actually happening, but like one of those things where when you see it happening, you're not shocked that it's happening. You're just like, yeah, this has been building up for the past 4 fucking years.
Right.
And it's gotten to this point now, and it is incredibly not okay. And
not at all.
Literally, I was just like at work that day, and it was it a Friday? I think
It was a Thursday.
Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
It was Thursday, I think.
It was Thursday for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I remember I was like sitting there and I was gonna eat my lunch.
Wednesday.
No, it was Wednesday because
Wednesday.
I had 2 days left to work.
Because
Yeah.
right that night I had to finish mixing the podcast.
I just don't remember dates.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
just really
it
bad
was
with
it was
numbers.
Wednesday. It was this past Wednesday.
Either way, whatever date it was, terrible. I was just sitting there watching Twitter and just like everything fall apart. Like all these videos coming through of like people like just like belligerently screaming at police, breaking windows, like stealing things, desecrating people's offices. Like
It's uncalled for. It's ridiculous. It's so many words. So many things at once.
Yeah.
someone died. Like
Yeah.
I know that one death is 100% confirmed. I don't know if there are more than that because I've heard that there's up to 4. I can't specifically say, and I'm not a news reporter, so I'm not going to. But like one person 100% did die
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
this.
There's
And they
video
were-
of her getting shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the person that died was a part of believing that what was happening was good, and like that person's family came forward and was like, we tried to tell her like this stuff isn't good and like you shouldn't be doing this and believing in this, and that person paid the ultimate price for believing in the bullshit that was spewed from someone who should have never been in office.
Right.
Yeah.
And has proved that every day since he sat down there in the first place.
It's like, just to put it on the table, whatever your race is, whoever you are, whatever your gender, someone's life was lost, which is bad. So I'm not sitting here saying I'm happy you died, because I'm sure there's people who loved you. You had a family. You had so that there's a loss on either way you look at it. There's a loss on some side of that.
Yeah.
There's sorrow on some side of that. But at the same time, you put yourself in a position for that to happen to you.
Yeah.
You allowed yourself to believe all of the lies, and then the people that propagated those lies,
Right.
news stations just pushing his agenda on people
Right.
and thinking that he's correct, and none of those people are coming forward and being like, well, he's not. Like, there's some people that are coming forward that are saying like, all the shit that he said is bad and blah 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 blah, but there are a lot of people that aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
Like fucking Ted Cruz, like just straight up being the worst human being possible and staying like, you know what? He's just a piece of shit. Like straight up. And like the only person that like I watch a lot of Colbert mainly, like just because I feel like he's a very good middle ground, but also knows what's right and wrong.
Right.
Like back when he did the Daily Show, and it was like he didn't do the Daily Show. Jon Stewart did Daily Show, and he did the Colbert Report. Like he played a character
Right.
of like this super Republican guy, and like he's admitted to that, and like we know this. But now he's just him, and like he like watching the video highlights from like the Late Show and stuff of him. It's insane because like he couldn't even joke about it. Like
How could you?
Yeah.
Like
How could
and-
you, a sane person?
Yeah. He's like, I'm a clown, but I can't joke about this. Like, he calls himself a clown because obviously that's what he does. He's a jokester. But, like, there's no joking about this situation anymore. And
What killed me the most is like this country, this nation has like outspoken themselves in so many situations back in history, back in wars and conflicts and terrorist acts, and even to the recent thing of like, the Capitol building being like overrun by our own nation. It's just, unfortunately, not just within the country, but when you see every single news headlines in every single country around the world sees us and how we're tearing each other apart, that just outright just literally makes us look and like bad, just outright. It's like everything that we spoke for, everything that we've worked for, being full Americans, like pushing forward that whole vision of this united nation, just tear itself apart.
yeah.
just because one person tells you that their views are higher than anybody else's without making your own decisions on it. That just, it's one, terrifying, two, it scares me, and three, I myself feel very ashamed of being able to go outside of this country and say I am an American.
How could you not? How could they make you feel anything different?
Right.
Not to take away from what you're saying. I think I said it to you guys in the chat, but it's like I'm not even Mr. Political ever. I see it all, I absorb it all. I try not to internalize it. I try not to like bring it into anybody else, like put it on other people, because we're all dealing with it. We're all reacting to it. But it was like, how could I not be the guy and see this and be like, so when you were shooting people who were the Black Lives Matter movement and beating them down and tear gas and rubber bullets, where was all that at during this?
Yeah.
I was doing the aux core with my cousin and my brother, and it kind of was hard. It was just like, if that were anybody who looks like us, we wouldn't have made it to the lawn before the gate, before the grounds. We would have been shot on the lawn outside.
I mean, it's proven. Like,
there have been bodies up and down that
yeah.
thing.
I mean, it's proven. Like, how far back did the BLMs were held onto the Capitol building? They were blocks away.
Right.
And this just willy-nilly happens?
Now, even to take it out of race, like you said, right is right and wrong is wrong. So if there were some BLMs in there trying to break into the building, well, yeah, you deserve to get whatever comes to you.
Yeah.
My only thing is they deserved all that and more.
Yeah.
Where was it?
The worst part is that the BLM movement actually is a movement and has like a purpose, and it serves for something, and there's a reason behind it, because there is injustice against these people, and it's obvious and it's seen. This, there is no reason for it to happen. They were mad that they lost. That was the only reason that they were doing this. There's a difference between, hey, stop killing people that look a certain way and treating us differently, and then peacefully protesting, being pushed to the point where you get violent, then we lost because people don't agree with this guy anymore. That's not equivalent in any way. There's no substance behind the reasoning that they had to storm the Capitol building.
No.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that makes me probably the most mad, is because people trying to make the comparison of like, well, you can't, well, you guys didn't have a problem when the BLM movement was protesting. It's like, no, we didn't, because there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
It's justified.
And
While there's there's like people that got a little too far, and we can admit
now
that.
that's what I was about to say. Now, even during BLM,
Doing
some
too
people were
much.
just taking advantage of the movement and doing a lot. They deserve whatever comes to them,
Yeah.
no matter what they look like.
Just like those people who deserve what comes to them, these people, all of them, deserve what's coming to them. And we already started to see
they're already
it too.
getting arrested.
Yeah.
And which is great, because there's people that are literally like advertising who they are. There was I forget what the heck, what position he was. Some sort of position in government, live streaming on Facebook and saying like, my name is this and I'm in the Capitol. We've made it in the Capitol. Like, you just DDoSed yourself, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right, idiot.
Like, you're such an idiot. You just proved who you were, said what you did, and you're live streaming it to your Facebook.
Yeah.
And you're an elected official into office. Goodbye. How does it look behind the bars?
The dude who posed with the podium for a picture,
Yeah.
I'm like, you idiot.
Yeah, he just got arrested today, and then the dude with his feet up on Pelosi's desk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck all
And
y'all.
stole her mail. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
already an offense in itself. You're
Oh,
stealing
yeah,
mail.
100%. Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's breaking and entering, which is already breaking a law, so all of those people should be charged with that.
But then what's up with those cops who are just letting them in the building?
Yeah. And like the way the people that are around me, like family members, are trying to say, it's like there are so many people compared to the police that were there. And I will admit there were not a lot of police there, but that's another problem in and of itself.
Right.
When you look at the pictures of when there was the BLM movements, and there were like all the National Guard on the steps of it.
Yeah.
And they were nowhere even near the Capitol at that point. And they were just lined on the steps, ready to take action. Meanwhile, for this, they weren't even called in. They were not allowed to be called in. Donald Trump told them not to get called in. And then they finally had to get called in after it went way too far, which was a separate issue.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, all those people, fuck you. Straight up. And if you believe that was correct, I'm sorry, but you're listening to the wrong podcast. I'm sorry.
My favorite post that I've seen about this is that somebody says the saying on the thing is, we're not saying shoot them like you shoot us. We're saying don't shoot us like you don't shoot them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what was that? Like every, I mean, I'm African American, obviously, but like
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert again. But so I'm saying that because a lot of the people I follow online, obviously, I'm following people who are like me, whether they're family, friends, influencers, whatever. But that would seem to be the consensus in the black community. It's more just shock. Like, how did y'all do that?
That's the biggest question.
Yeah, that's the biggest question.
We were making, not quote a joke, but we were making light of it, saying, like I said, we'd have been shot before we even touched the gate, before you hit the main lawn of the place. Then Jasmine was like, she's like, I'd have been shot at home thinking about making the plan about breaking into the Capitol building.
Well, I mean, it is true. You had, hundreds of people just taking a knee,
Yeah.
Like,
that's another thing.
Like blocks away from the Capitol building, and they got
take a knee during the national anthem. People storming the Capitol. Patriots.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
That's what you're going with. Okay.
And
I'm
like
sorry.
But it's true. But it's true though, because like in reality, nobody cared about what that actually means. Like right now, in this state, like knowing how the movement is going and the fact that we're going through a change in the government and political, and like, it's happening slowly but surely. Hopefully better things happen throughout to 2021 and this new presidency. Okay. Like I said, I don't think about government when it comes to a specific party. When people say Republicans are this and Democrats are that, I think that is just outright bullshit. It's the same thing as saying that I am a Taurus and the reason why I'm stubborn is because my star sign says so. It's. I
thought you said tourist, and I was like, what?
No. Like
Everybody touring Japan, dude.
In a sense, I'm trying to say that the fact that if people act bitchy and they blame it on something that's not believable, but in reality is something that may have some other cause to it. It's like you can't just say that, just because you're Republican you have to follow these rules. You don't. Before,
there's right and there's wrong.
Yeah, there's right and wrong. Before, let's say the first few presidency of this nation, there was no two parties. It was just one.
Yeah.
It was just one and a group of people who decided, hey, what's best for what we're building? What's best for this country? But now that's seen as what was socialism. They're like, all for the people. It's like there has been socialist countries out there that it's just one full group of people who are together working for the country. Exactly. Not working for themselves, not working for the building, for themselves. It's like you're trying to help yourself before you stick your nose in somebody else's problem.
Yeah.
And it's just like we've gotten so far astray from that point that it's like, hey, who are we now? Are we Americans? Are we the Earth? Are we the defenders of the universe? What, like, who the hell are we to the point that we're now, like tearing ourselves apart? Like, you're trying to fix problems that are out there beyond the seas borders, beyond the boundaries of the United States. But in reality, all the problems reside here. Like, look how many problems you have internally that are not really fixing your country, and yet you're still trying to push forward to fix everybody else.
The biggest thing is, like, next week, if we get together to record this podcast, and that dude is still not impeached, the 25th Amendment is not put into effect by Mike Pence, I don't know what to think of the country. Because allowing this man to even finish out his presidency, and then allowing him to be able to run again in 4 years is not okay.
It's a slap in the face.
At all.
It's a huge slap in the face to what just happened, and my only hope is that people will just get their heads out of their asses and just realize that they're smelling shit. Like, come on. It's so easy to realize things are going wrong. Back it the fuck up.
Yeah.
Is that Amazon?
Yeah, it is Amazon, actually, ironically.
Gotta make sure.
Jeff Bezos is dropping off.
Jeff Bezos, yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah,
Not to bring it down, but like I felt like
We
had
not
to say
address it.
something.
Yeah.
And like we were just talking off mic for a second and seeing if we should talk about this. I was like, we kind of have to, but at the same time, it's like we don't want to like super diminish. Like we're a video game podcast that doesn't really talk about video games that much, you know. Like who are we to talk about this? But at the same time, we are American and we have opinions. And while we won't get political most times, there's a difference between right and wrong.
Yeah.
And what happened was wrong. And I'm sorry, but if you believe that was right, you might want to find another podcast.
Yeah, we don't stand for that shit.
yeah,
Yeah. And that's not like we obviously need listeners, obviously, but sorry, ain't no room for you here.
Right. So we don't support you at that point.
So,
But like Chris said, I mean, it had to be spoken about.
Yes.
It's more than just a news topic. It's what's
that's
happening in our country, in our backyards, especially if you're somebody who listens to this who
In our
who
front
lives
yards,
in
dude.
these, like it's something that affected everybody, whether mentally, if it could have hurt you emotionally, it could have done something to you, but we had to address it.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I know there's people like I'm sure if we were much bigger, there still might be somebody who does it, who would stick to video games, who hate when people have like a niche podcast about a certain topic or something like that,
Or they're a content creator.
Yeah, and they
Like,
go political. Like, but no, it's more
not
than
about that.
It's
well, yeah. I mean, we have to realize that also as content creators, just like every entertainment, if we can use what we're building, if we can use our creation to push forward some sort of movement or help like people understand what's going on, like even with our own base knowledge or our own opinions, not that we're forcing our opinions on people, but it's giving another hook where you can lay your hand on and be like, okay, well, what these people talked about, educate themselves, find some sort of point of interest where they're like, okay, well, this person said this, and I want to be able to look forward and understand and educate myself more upon what that person said. Go ahead, educate yourselves. Literally, all of this chaos, all of these problems could solemnly be stopped by just looking for a little bit of education. Educate yourself before you make an opinion. Look up the facts. Make sure that you understand what it means to you, what it means to the future, what it means to your children and the people who are living in this earth. It's not just 60, 70-year-old retired people that live in this country. There's many of us that are still youngins in our 30s and 20s that still have to look forward and be able to live a full life. So
I gotta
educate
find a way to
yourself.
explain this to a child if it ever comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The history books are going to be
I can't.
really not exciting, that's the wrong word. Really interesting to read in like 10 years time that are put into high schoolers' hands because they're going to have to cover this. And what do they say? Because we already know with the history books that we got, there was stuff that was skewed.
Yeah.
What's going to get skewed in the future?
Yeah.
So
Oh man, and Aaron brought that up when we were recording Oxcord. He was like, I wonder what he said, like 20, 30 years, what history books are gonna say.
Yeah.
And man, like, if I have a kid that's in school that has a history book in that time, 20, 30 years, I don't know. But
you're going to not be able to read
if
at
I
that
got a
point.
grandson.
I got a grandson.
I don't know, because even that's like, it's like, I'm getting past the point.
Yeah.
Whatever happens then in those history books, and I happen to be around one to read it, if that shit is skewed in any way, I'm gonna be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
And that's the thing. People just need to find out and know that educate themselves farther than what the books give you. Because you can give anyone a pamphlet that says one thing, but that's just that person's opinion. Whether they're historians or not, find the facts. Go out there. Make a little bit of effort to understand what your future holds. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And then in 2055, we'll get Call of Duty 2020 and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there you go. Oof. I can
Donald
only
Trump down
think
in the
of
bunker.
that.
But yeah, with that, somewhat serious ending.
Yeah.
You can reach out to us, and if you want to give us your thoughts on what happened at the Capitol, go for it. We can talk about it more if you want. If you don't want us to talk about that, sorry, we did. Don't tell us not to, because we're going to tell you how we feel about things. But you can do that at saybeforequitting@gmail.com, fully spelled out. Shoot us an email. Let us know what you've been playing for the week. Question of the week is just how you doing after the week that we've had.
Yeah.
Let us know how you're feeling.
What are you playing to cope?
Yeah, what are you playing to cope? What are you just doing in general? We'll just talk general with you for the moment. You can give us a follow over on Instagram and Twitter and Twitch, where we'll be streaming soon. Nicko will be having a stream card. I have a stream card already, and then there's a third one coming at some point.
By then, all three of us will have
and
it.
we'll be rotating who does what on what days and making some clips for that for the YouTube. You can find us there as well. The podcast comes out normally on Fridays on YouTube and Thursdays everywhere else. Podcasts are be found. And then give us a follow on TikTok as well. It feels weird to shout out TikTok after what we just discussed.
Who you telling?
Yeah. But yeah, shoot us a follow on TikTok. We'll be making some cool stuff over there. Hopefully, maybe we'll make a viral video soon. We'll make Nicko floss.
Oh God.
Listen,
you're going to be the one that needs to be
I'm not
flossing.
You're flossing, and we've already discussed this. Nicole's doing the same makeup that you did for the PS5 unboxing, and you're crying while you're flossing. It's already been decided.
Happening?
Yeah, it's already been decided.
And then
And Ant and I are going to hold your arms down while she does the makeup.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to do a video flossing as well, except I'm going to literally be flossing with floss.
Hell yeah. All three of us
We're
flossing.
gonna dress up. We're gonna dress up and as a Roblox character though.
Just make a big Roblox
Big old
costume
box.
out of cardboard. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Let us know if you want to see
Yeah,
that,
if
because
you
I'm
want
pretty
to
sure
see
a
us,
lot of
let
the
us
people
know.
from the aux court are gonna come over here and be like, "Yo, Ant in a Roblox costume?
First
Hell
of all,
yeah!"
people from the Aux going to be like, what the fuck is a Roblox?
Look it up and then tell me how funny it would
My
be.
nerd behind is going to be like, it is a video game. Like, why do we listen to you again?
Well, there was a music video with a Roblox meme in it, right? What was the
Yeah,
music
there
video
was.
that was a hip hop video?
It was?
Yeah, it was
Kanye
with
in it?
Kanye when he had the.
It was like a Minecraft.
That's
like,
what that
that was
was?
Yeah,
Roblox.
that
I
was
thought he
Roblox.
just was looking stupid, like Kanye does.
Yeah, Roblox.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that video, except for Ant, instead of Kanye's little head popping out. We'll do that. And Nicko will
down.
be flossing. But
And I'll continue to yell at my child as we play Minecraft Dungeons.
hell yeah. Well,
Get the health!
thank you guys for listening to another week. Thank you for listening through the seriousness of the week. We love you, nerd gamer people. Thank you. We're getting close to 100 followers on Instagram as well. We're about
That's cool.
90-ish.
Give us more.
Yeah, shout us out to a friend. Let's get to 100 before the end of the month, and we'll do something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
How about this? Once we get 100 followers, we will give something away. We'll do a little giveaway for all those 100 people that have followed us. If you're a porn bot, then we will not give it to you. We'll make you a gamer towel, the first ever gamer towel. Whoever is in that first set of 100 followers, we will do a little random shuffle of whoever's following us. Whoever wins that, we will send you a free gamer towel. Only one person will have the first one, and that will be it. Ant doesn't look too happy. But we'll see.
I'm fine. I'm listening. I'm learning this as you guys talk.
I made it up on the spot, and
Yeah,
now
but-
it has to happen. We'll even make some stickers, maybe. We'll do 5 winners. First winner gets the towel. 4 winners gets a Save Before Quitting vinyl sticker. And that will, you can put that wherever you want.
Hit us up to let us know. I guess we would know who it is. The
No,
follower.
we'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
We'll tag you on an Instagram story and we'll tell you won.
Yep.
And then we'll get your shipping details. We'll get that shipped out to you as soon as possible once we hit 100 followers before the end of the month. If we don't reach it before the end of the month, none of y'all getting a gamer towel until you got to pay for it. So hurry
gonna,
up.
It's going to be somebody who
Yeah.
just randomly follows. I'm like, you won. I'm like, what?
Yeah, man. That's
All right,
fine.
cool.
Take
But
this. Take this
either way.
merch.
So that's all for this week. And fellas, there's only one last thing to do. And what would that be?
Save before quitting.
Please make sure to save before quitting, or else you'll get your head yeeted off by a Viking.